this podcast called again?
The Veteran Gamers UK, episode 868. It's a
Don't
palindrome.
get it wrong. Let's check. Oh, we are live.
Yeah, I think maybe. Trying to be. It's not showing up on my thing yet.
Yeah, it's on here, so
We'll do
we're
it
gonna
live.
have to get new.
No. We'll do it live. F it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
All right, cool. Okay. Any reason not to start?
No, I'm ready.
Ben, you ready?
Always ready.
All right, let's do this, baby. Oh wait, I need to do this.
Let's
first.
start the motherfucking show.
The
bitch.
Veteran Gamers
Just in
podcast
case
is
there's any
not
confusion.
for children, okay? So if you're listening and you're under the age of 18, turn the fucking show off, you piece of shit.
Okay, now we'll do this.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
Here we go, baby. Come on. Let's do it to it.
Welcome yo to the Veteran Gamers. Juju, Ginny, other fellas will tell you about every single game that you're playing this week. News, reviews, and an indie pick. Stu story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite savior.
You're gonna get nowhere with that.
Veteran Gamers. It's the Veteran Gamers.
Look at me, cock.
It's the Veteran Gamers. It's the Veteran Gamers.
You can a chicken?
Yeah, boy. Switch that console off before you have to press repeat, yo.
So, ain't you guys gonna ask me about my hat?
Your
Oh
intro,
man,
Duke.
how are we gonna do this? What the fuck is going on? Oh my god, it's chaos! All right, welcome everybody to episode 868 of the Veteran Gamers podcast. Yeah, 868. I'm Duke,
I'm Ben.
And I'm Kyle.
and
I'm the new Stu, I guess, this week.
if you are, you messed up because you're supposed to start the show once the theme song ended.
Oh, sorry.
But it's
But
fine.
wannabe Stew, how's your kitchen?
Yeah, well,
That's the
just
question.
yeah, I couldn't make it today. I'm just polyfilling all the scratches.
You're gonna get
Ah.
nowhere with that.
Yeah, true.
Something came up. Stu can't be here. He'll explain when he gets back, or maybe he won't. Maybe he'll just be like, "Fuck off! I don't feel like doing the show." So what about
Yeah,
that?
mysterious man.
He is a
wherever
man of
you
mystery.
are.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's pulling a chinny.
Hello.
yeah. And Chinny's also on paternity leave, so he's not around. But I have two awesome co-hosts filling in, Kyle and Ben. So thank you to both of you for being here. And
good to
yeah,
be
what's
back.
going on, fellas?
Thank you.
Yeah, it's all good. Obviously, it's a last minute kind of notice, so my list isn't huge this week, nothing exciting.
Not a
but,
problem, man. We're gonna wrap
yeah,
this
it's all
sucker up in
good.
30 minutes. I think this episode is just gonna be done quickly, and we can just get out of here.
I don't know. You did a lot. We've done this before, haven't we, Ben? So
We have,
we've had
we
fun
have.
for both the
Was
guys,
there one
so...
where it was just the three of us?
Yeah, it was
Yes,
only
there
a few
was.
weeks ago, I think.
Okay, so that shows
Yeah.
you how much I remember. I guess it would be Stu on vacation, yeah, and then it
And
was
some
us
would
three
say
of
it
us.
flowed better than, you know,
Oh, who
when
would say
she was
that?
here.
How dare you? What kind of thing is that to say?
Yeah, but
okay.
how's your guys' week been? Good.
Ben, tell us
Yes,
about your week.
I'm
Oops.
back. I went away for a week, so thank you for covering for me, Kyle. And
You-
yeah, I
you
came
went
back.
away, Ben. Wait,
Yes,
what?
I went to the Netherlands. Would you believe it? See
He's-
my fiance.
And that's where your
And,
lady's
Very
from,
nice.
yeah?
Yeah,
Yes, it was-
congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very
Does
much.
she
It was
live
very
there, or
exciting.
is she just her family
Yes.
is there?
No, she lives in the Netherlands.
So she
so
lives,
this
is she
week,
going to move to where you are? Or are you going to move to where she is? Or are you doing a long
brother,
distance
this
marriage?
is the ultimate dilemma we're dealing with.
Aw,
Because I live in
dude.
Leicester, she lives in Amsterdam, and as everyone who says in England, is she going to move here? So have you heard of anyone move from Amsterdam to Leicester?
I mean, Leicester,
No.
Amsterdam, they're pretty much the same type of place, right?
Yeah. So no, at this moment in time, we're just trying to work out because everyone's asking, "Where's the wedding? Where's the wedding?" But we're sorting out the immigration process either way to see how it is. Because, yep, back in the day, it was very easy to move countries. Now, because I want to make Britain. Go up, have you got the clip? I want to make Britain about.
Well, I was doing this one.
That's a bang on too.
Yeah, the question is, where is that other one? Hot
Yeah,
Places.
it was-
Yeah, there it is. Sorry, I got it
I
right.
want Britain to be back British.
There you go.
Yeah, until that vote came in and it all went a bit pear-shaped. Now it's a bit more complicated. So yes.
Yeah, I'm also a bit sad that Count Binface lost as well.
Oh.
Did you hear about Count Binface?
Yeah, I did.
Duke?
You had to know that it was a long shot for Count Binface.
Well, I don't know. I would have voted for him.
Yeah, but that doesn't
mean,
make it not a long shot just because he's got
He-
you on his team.
One of the pledges that I really enjoyed, because obviously he's got a bit of a sense of humor, but he assured everyone that he would build at least one house in his whole term, which is probably a lot more than
It's more
any
than
of the
some
others
people
could
have
do.
pledged.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For those who
so-
don't know, he is a novelty candidate persona, an intergalactic space warrior, and he stood against Boris Johnson in 2019, contested 2021 and 2024 mayoral elections, stood against Rishi Sunak in 2024.
Yeah.
So, he's
What,
prolific.
what I like about him is he isn't like picking on one side. He's cross-party. He goes for everything.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
like that. You go shoot your shot, see what
Yeah.
happens.
And I like
Puts the
his other
system on trial.
mandates. He promised that he would reduce your taxes and increase everybody else's.
Yeah.
Word.
There
Word.
you
Yeah,
go.
I mean that's the kind of pledge you want.
Wow, he has
So-
claimed to master 7 million forms of communication. That's pretty impressive.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
But yeah, how's your week been, Duke? Good?
It's been good. Today is my last day of summer vacation.
I
Kind
was
of.
thinking that.
We've got a week of like pre-planning where the teachers all get together and talk about how special the year is going to be and what we're going to focus on and what our priorities are as a school. It's crazy because we all have so much work we have to do in our classrooms, but there's always like 3 or 4 full days of activities that we have to do first before we get that time at the end of the week to work in our classroom. So I went in on Thursday of last week to get some work done, organize some files. I made a lot of progress. I was very happy with it. And I met the new superintendent, or Super Nintendo, as Ralph Wiggum once said. And yeah, we had a really good conversation. I'm really looking forward to working with him. So that'll be interesting. And, it's sort of a last day of summer. It's been a great summer, so I don't have any regrets or any real sadness. I'm ready for a new school year. But it is always the type of thing that's a little bit sad when you're running out of this expanse of time. Most people can relate to being, at the end of a weekend or whatever it is, or a week off.
It goes by so quick, doesn't it?
It does
seemed
go
like
by
a few weeks
quickly,
ago you
yeah.
said it was summer break.
Yeah, this week I was cleaning windows at school, getting ready for the big year, and all the teachers rocked up. Some of them were like, "Oh yeah, I'm ready to roll." Oh my gosh, some of them were like dragging their feet, and this
Yeah.
lady was like, "Hello and welcome to the," like you at the back. I just heard the teachers that they're like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
God.
here we
That's
go,
the thing, is that,
here
like,
we go."
I mean, look, I'm energetic when a school day begins, when I start a class.
Yeah.
Like, I want to have a positive affect, but I also don't bullshit the kids. And it's just like, look, I know you're stuck here. I'm stuck here. Let's just get through this as best we can, shall we? So when someone brings in that fake energy, it's weak.
Yeah, don't worry,
Yeah.
cough it all up. Is your genre changed as well, like the English this year to previous years, or is it
No,
basically
I'm,
the same?
I'm just, it's pretty much the same. I'm only teaching the standard English 11 class for half the year. So I have the first semester without it, which will be interesting because, last year was the first year doing a new curriculum in that class and yada, yada, yada. There's not too much that we need to really sort of
Nice.
tweak. So yeah, it'll be actually I'll have 2 classes instead of 3 first semester. So it'll be actually a little less stressful, I think, than the usual stuff. And I'm looking forward to that. But there's always a lot of surprises and things I got to take care of. So it's not like it'll be relaxing or anything. Shout out to Chinny in the chat. Super Mario dropped by. And yeah, so thanks for joining us. And then someone named
Yeah.
Continuum Kyle. That's a cool ass name.
Yeah, I wonder who that
Yeah.
guy is.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty sweet.
Yeah. So anybody got like a story? Should we just dive right in?
Oh, I'm not prepared for this. Obviously, these weeks go by so quickly, don't they? So I don't have anything, that I can
Ben,
think
any
of.
excitement that came from your travels?
No, it was just it was nice. I biked everywhere, so I was doing typical Dutch stuff. But then this
Wooden
week
shoes,
it's just been
tulips?
grinding and grinding, and then
Yeah.
next week I'm away on another holiday.
Oh my
Keep it
goodness, where are
quiet.
you going now?
But
Oh.
I'm currently booking a trip, and it's got they've got 13 people on a. There's 80 of us, so there's 8 boats we've
God
hired.
damn.
But I need to organize the food. 13
Okay.
people on our boat,
Oof.
and if I get this wrong, when we're out at sea and there's no food,
Then they eat
I am
you.
going to get the blame. So I am like dumping everything. It's like, okay, because I'm like, oh, we only need 6 Coca-Colas. And then I'm like, wait, there's 13 people. No, we
30
need like
Coca-Colas.
triple, pump it,
Yeah,
like
that's
fruit,
right.
yogurt.
You don't want to be like
So-
Homer Simpson with the cheese doodle trying to catch a fish out on the ocean. Like, we need food.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
so-
oranges. Don't forget the oranges
Yeah,
if
you
you're
don't
out
want
to sea.
scurvy.
No way.
I feel like I'm you know, in those hoarding games where you collect
Yeah.
all the wood, when you collect something, I feel like
Dude.
that. Like I've got to collect it all.
You're talking
bring it
about
all
Icarus,
over.
baby. That's what I've been
Yeah,
playing.
yeah,
Oh my
you
god.
know.
Speaking of which, we gotta get.
What you been playing?
Forget about the bed.
All right. Yeah. So Kyle was here last week. Ben, you want to take it away this week?
Yeah.
Start us off.
This week, the grind I have been playing is Ghost of Tsushima. As Chief in
Yeah.
the chat, he will agree with me. This game
There
is
you go.
flipping sick.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this has got like its claws deep into me. I'm now in the
Uh-huh.
winter zone, top of the
Okay.
map. I am like clearing out those Mongols. Mongols.
Yeah.
Oh.
Honestly, this game. You know what? It's got there's this. I think I say this every week. There's people who made Infamous, and like, Infamous has some good story mode, like in it, twists and turns. And this game has got some. There's a moment where I don't want to spoil it, but
Bet not.
one of my animals gets into trouble, and oh my goodness, yeah,
You mean your horse?
my horse, yes,
Oh.
yes, and oh my goodness, I wanted to kill every single. Yeah, the rage I had for those guys that destroyed. Yeah, oh, and then and as well, it's got some good twists and turns as well.
Like Angry Dad on The Simpsons.
You know what? I think the guy who's known as the Ghost of Tsushima, he turns into. I really resonate with him because I think samurais, they're just too code based. Like, we have to go in through the front, we have to do all this, and this guy's like, how about if we just change the game? And everyone's just like, no, it's not the ninja way. But I'm telling you, this guy is the
Yeah.
evolution of ninjas, man. You can't
I
always be a
was,
samurai.
Yeah, when I started playing this game, it was kind of, I think you're up in, there was a bit of a code that you kind of had to follow. It's like, oh, you don't stab someone in the back and, you
No.
don't do the stealthy thing, but it's kind of the best way to play the game, or you end up playing that way. And I think that's when I was playing it, I was like, am I playing this wrong? Should I
Yeah.
just be going head on and then I'm just dying all the time? So,
It's like
Yeah.
it's like on The Wire when Bunk is meeting with Omar.
A man must have a code. Oh, no
Mm.
doubt.
No doubt.
no
That's
doubt.
what's up. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with this code to an extent.
To an
but when
extent.
everyone who's planned samurais and watched them for years, he knows every trick in the book. So you got to change the game up a little bit.
See, that's the thing,
And
man.
yeah.
How do you stay true to your code without being a sucker? That's what you ever see
Yeah.
Ghost Dog, man? That's what that movie's all about. Forrest
Oh.
Whitaker, the Jizza,
I've not.
Jim Jarmusch. It's a great movie. Anyway, I interrupted
No,
you. Go
it's-
ahead. Ghost of Tsushima.
No. But I'm collecting all the armor pieces, the different places you can get, and they give extra bonuses. Like one of them will be better at stealth, one will be better with like you can combo sword attacks better, or hunting the like different animals. You can see them better with distance. So yeah, I'm collecting all of that. I'm doing all the little side missions possible when they're popping up, like the fox dens, the haikus.
Okay.
I am absolutely. I know
Are
I'm
you
6
sad
years
when it's
late.
all over?
I will be. I tell you what I did as well. I upped the difficulty because I had it on easy, but the battles, the boss battles, was just I was absolutely cakewalking on. I thought, no, I actually want to feel like a samurai fighting these battles. So up to medium,
Okay,
and that is the beautiful sweet spot for me.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
you die every like 10th battle.
Yeah.
If you come into it unprepared, you do get owned. But
Well, there's a episode of Futurama where they were making fun of the Twilight Zone, and the guy goes, "Oh, I must be dead. Where am I? Oh, I'm in a casino. Cha-ching! Hey, it's a casino where I always win. Yay!" And it's like he keeps playing. He's like, "It's a casino where I only win. Boo! I must be in hell." I think it would get boring if all you did was win in the casino. You know, you need a little of the bad to appreciate the good in that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. But yeah, this game, the map design of it, and some of the side characters as well. You meet them, you're like, oh, this will be a basic side character, but the story goes on way longer, and you learn
Yeah.
so much more about them.
Mhm.
And like I found interesting is halfway through the game, you do. Yeah, the samurais are not too happy with you because you keep breaking their code, and then
Mm.
like it switches up on you. So the people that you helped right at the beginning are there at the end, who were
Right.
like, yeah, we thought the samurai code wasn't that great, and yeah,
Mm.
it's an interesting dialogue. I'm so close to fighting the guy
Yeah.
to kill him.
Yeah.
I'm just like knocking on his door.
Okay.
Like
You mean
I'm gonna
Genghis?
Oh yeah, he literally is like a con. Yeah. But
He's a
yeah, I
con
am
artist.
in love with this game. Like
Yeah.
the combos, the battling, the sound effects. I tell you what they do as well. It's amazing. The sound effect of your controller. That PlayStation 5 controller every 2 seconds is like wind chiming or sword battling or a
Interesting.
bear appears behind you. It roars through your controller. They use that thing 24/7.
And it's not.
Mm.
It doesn't feel overdone. Then it's effective even though, or is it a little overdone?
I don't know. I feel like it adds to it because I got it on my TV.
Okay.
It just adds to it.
Well, yeah.
Is
gives
it
you
a bit
three-dimensional
overdone?
sound in a way. That's
I do feel like they were like, listen, we have this feature, and
yeah.
go mad, and they did
Right.
go mad a little
Yeah,
bit, but no, I don't think it's overdone. It's just got like tinging.
It's done
like,
a
ting,
lot.
ting, ting, ting.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah.
hearing it constantly on controller, but it's cool.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
cool. 'Cause
Groovy.
a lot of the modern games I played, like the God of War games this
Yeah.
year, I played both of them. They don't
Mm.
really use the controller sound that much, but
Interesting.
this one really does.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice,
So
nice
the-
little feature. I do find the controller one does irritate me sometimes. You know that little speaker. 'Cause I don't know about yours. Maybe it's just my controller, but it sounds a bit tinny sometimes. Like it's not the
Yeah.
best speaker in there either.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm fighting
not likely
swords,
to
so it
be a
just sounds like
high-quality
ting,
speaker.
ting, ting, ting. So it's tin on tin.
Yeah, that's all right then.
Yeah, it sounds like, oh, sounds so realistic.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
But yeah, I'm absolutely loving this. I'm not going to collect all the collectibles, but I've looked at the platinum, and I think this might be the first platinum I'm going to do in like 9 years.
Wow.
Like, it's
Yeah.
not that difficult. It's not
Yeah.
like you have to play the game again
Oh my
on
goodness.
a harder
Mm.
difficulty.
Oof.
And the collectibles is like, do I have to collect all of them? But you don't.
Okay.
It's like collect
Yeah.
50% and then you get it. Well, I'm
'Cause-
already manually accidentally collected like 30%. And I've
According
not
to how
beat the
long to
game
beat, the main story is 25 hours, and then like completionist is 62 hours. Would you say you're gonna be like kind of in between there, Ben?
Yeah, I feel like I've pumped in about 30 hours, but
Okay.
I've been doing a lot of side missions as well.
Sure. Yeah.
I did Tiki Island. It was like a DLC
Oh
back
yeah,
in the
that's
day.
right. So that's
I know
another
when-
5 at least for this main story.
Yeah, I went and completed that. That was a really good island. You got some really OP. I did feel like I did that in the wrong order. You meant to do that after
Yeah,
the
yeah,
main
you
game,
mentioned
but I
that
didn't
you
realize.
kinda wandered
Like I
into it.
said,
Yeah.
but yeah, I feel like a badass now when I walk in with those outfits on. They're like, "Oh man, how's he got this legendary
Because
outfit?"
I was at
Like,
Iki Island. Fuck you.
yeah, I did this right at the beginning.
That's right.
I can't remember with the collectibles and armor. Did you do they show you on the map where everything is, or do you have to? Because I'm one of those people. I've got like another app where it's got the map on. You know, where it's all secret locations. Do you have to
Yeah.
find it that way, or is it on the map?
No,
as well?
normally it's like you do a mission and someone will like, or the best way is like you see like you're going to a mission, someone gets attacked. You could just walk by it, but no, you battle it, and then someone's like, I've had information that the monkey helmet is over at this area, and then it appears on your map. You
Oh,
go
okay.
over it and you ask around, and it just
That's not
helps
too bad
that
then, yeah.
you are a samurai and you are very respected because everyone just gives up complete information. It's like, oh, you're a samurai. This is where you should go. But like, I feel like if you were just a noob, like, hey, I'm just a villager. But like, what the balls are you gonna do? Get with this monkey thing? Get lost. I ain't telling you. But yeah,
Yeah, very trusting, aren't they?
they are. They are. They do need you.
Yeah. No, it's cool. It's a good game. I don't think
Yeah.
I think I played probably maybe 20 hours of this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I kind of fell out of it.
Was that
just-
did you stop
yeah.
loving it, or did something else come along and distract you?
Yeah, I think a bit of both.
Mm.
I think there was just a few elements in the game. It's just maybe irritating. I think I mentioned to you before, Ben, like, but there are a lot of cutscenes in this game.
There is. There is.
You know, it's like you walk 10 steps and there's a cutscene, and you're like, okay, great. And then another 10 steps, there's another cutscene. It's just
That can be
if I
exhausting.
wanted to watch a movie, I'd put a movie on.
Amen, brother.
yeah.
Say it
You know,
louder
wanna
for
play
the
the game.
people in the back.
But yeah, that's it. But I don't know. I think I'll give this one a go. I don't know about Ghost of Yotei,
I've,
because
y-
I'm split on
yeah,
this one anyway. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. To be honest, I will play this one if it comes on eventually in like 2 years' time, PlayStation Plus. I'll give it a
Yeah,
go.
get
But
a little rest.
there's so
Go
many
for the
games on at
sequel.
the minute. Like my
Yeah,
back catalog is so big.
yeah.
I think this one got me into it. But I don't even know what. I think I played it because I did the Infamous. Played Infamous, loved
Right.
that,
yeah.
and then I was like, "Oh, what games did they actually make then?" And then I
Yeah.
saw this. I remember my
I've
friend
heard of
Barrage
that.
going on about this game, and then I remember Chinny as well,
Yeah,
yipping about it every week. So I
yeah.
thought, yeah, I'll give it a go. And yeah, for me, wicked, wicked.
All
I like the
right.
only thing is the stances. There's 4 stances. You are constantly like in frozen mode chasing
Mm,
stances because like you fight
Yeah.
a sword man, a
mm.
shield man. I
Does it
would
make a
love
huge
it.
difference if you're not in the right stance?
It does to
It
some
just
of
gives
them
you a
because if it's
little
complete
edge.
opposite
Okay.
from like a if it's like a big brute with a
Okay.
shield and you've got like the staff
Yeah.
spear one,
Right.
he's just gonna block everything.
Because I
So you
don't
do have to
mind
change.
dealing with that once in a while or having a little bit of an improvement if it's this or that. But when the whole game, like if you're going to get decimated, I don't know about stances, but there's some games where like, oh, it's an ice monster, you got to use fire. I'm like, you know what? Fuck off. Sharp thing, kill monster. Like,
Yeah, it
But that's
interrupts
just
the
me.
flow of the
Yeah.
kind of fight, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's the
If I'm
problem.
feeling like a
But then
badass, let me keep feeling like a badass without you saying, you got to do this other thing now.
there is this good mechanic in it though, where if you've in one stance and you kill like 5 people, you have this press R3 L3 and it goes into black and white mode, and like
Ooh.
everyone's just fearful. So it doesn't
Okay.
matter what stance you're in there, you just
Interesting.
slash everyone. And the
Okay.
most OP thing is like there's 20 people around you, you kill 5 of them in such a brutal way that like 6
Yeah.
of them run away. They're like, oh
Nice.
crap, we're gonna die here, and like they just
Run
absolutely bolt
away.
it. And, like, that is a
Hunt them
cool,
down.
Yeah.
you
Very
can
cool.
hunt them down.
Groovy.
Yes, Ghost of Tsushima. I'm absolutely loving it. By next time I will be on, I will have completed this game.
All
I'm
right.
hold me to it.
Okay.
Yeah,
You heard it here,
nice.
folks. Listen to him. When he gets back from his ocean faring adventures, he will have completed Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle, you're up. What you got?
I have gone back to play Carmageddon,
Yeah.
Rogue Shift. I know it's a game that I've mentioned a couple of times before, but I happen to have completed my first full run of the game this week.
Nice.
So
Congratulations.
thank you very much. It was no small achievement. I did have to do it on easy mode.
No, don't worry. You did it,
so-
mate. You did it.
Yeah, it's one of those games where the first image you get when you're selecting your difficulty, obviously the easy mode is like a picture of a baby, with a dummy in its mouth, kind of. So it makes you feel terrible when you're doing it, and it makes a point to say like the opponents are easier to, destroy, and you also get your higher rewards. But I've been trying this a few times, even on easy mode, and I think we mentioned this before when we were talking, Ben. You asked me like, "What's my favorite car?" There's definitely a big difference on the vehicles in terms of the what your speed is, what your health is of the vehicle, and I have to say this game is probably one of the best combat racing games I've probably ever played. You and I was very unsure about this game when I first started because I did think it's not really a Carmageddon game.
No.
But it's a very much kind of death race style. As you kind of pick your runs, hopefully in the video you guys will see, you get to select the type of race you want to do, and you select your path, and it's not just a simple race and go. You got to start thinking a bit more cleverly about like what power-ups do you want? Do you want to upgrade your weapon, or do you want to have any of these other attributes that you want to kind of help you along the run? And all those attributes are very different to the kind of vehicle you're driving.
Okay.
So the vehicle that I finished my first run with is it's called a Firecracker. It's a very small vehicle, very swift, very good handling. but the armor is extremely low. But of course, what goes better with that vehicle than a missile launcher? And yeah, once you start going through the runs, you can upgrade your missile launcher from a level 1 all the way up to like I think it's a level 6 that I ended up with. So it's a lot more powerful. So you get to destroy the bosses a bit quicker. And I think one of the things that probably helped me the most was when you finish your runs, regardless of if you die or not, you get these beat coins. And the beat coins you use to unlock different abilities throughout the game. And one of the ones that I unlocked was if you destroy a vehicle, you become invulnerable for several seconds.
Nice.
So I think that really kind of helped me on my run. And obviously, the thing is with this game, if you die, that's game over, unless you have a golden ticket. Which for this game, I accumulated 2 golden tickets. Only happen to need 1.
Okay.
But yeah,
Like,
it was
if you die and you come back with the golden ticket, does that use up your golden ticket, or you just have it and then you can use it however?
No,
many times you need to?
it uses a golden ticket up. So you don't have it. So and you only come back with kind of half your health for the vehicle as well.
Okay.
So, and again, each run that you do, if you only finish, let's just say, on 10% of your health, by the time you finish the race, you start the next race on only 10% of your health.
Oh wow!
So you got to kind of start thinking, because I'm one of those people, I get annoyed in racing games. Like, why do they always put you at the back?
Sure.
It's like, I'm winning this thing. Why don't they keep putting me? Why don't they put me at the
you're
front?
at an advantage. It's a handicap for you, man.
However, when you've only got 10% health, it's like, actually, I'd rather start at the back, maybe destroy a few guys, slow down, get a few pickups.
Interesting.
So yeah, I'm extremely satisfied with this game. It's one that I think I'll continue to play. I am a bit of a trophy or achievement hunter, so one of the things is you have to finish the game with each vehicle if you kind of want to go platinum.
Yeah.
So that's I'll probably try for, but a couple of these cars, I struggle.
They're a pain in the ass to drive, probably.
Yeah. Well, yeah, everyone handles differently. There is a notable difference if you've got, front wheel drive or rear wheel drive. And then one of the first bosses you can face, obviously that shuffles around as well, but it's a boss called Jet Ass.
Jet Ass.
Gotcha. What else you'd call him. But the whole way you win that race is you just have to outrun him, so you have to win the race. You can't really blow him up or defeat him. You just have to outrace him.
Outrace him, yeah.
And
that's a cool mechanic that it's not just like, oh, I've built all for rockets damage, and all of a sudden you're like, man, I needed glide or like drift ability, speed.
Yeah, and the thing is, this guy is swift. Yeah, it's not just a case like, oh, I got lucky. I've failed several times just on this boss. If it's a boss that you just have to fire at, again, you can go strategically, you can get a few repair pickups along the way. That's fine. But yeah, it's cool. And what's the other mode? They've got a survival mode as well. So you've got to do, let's just say, 2 laps around the entire track. But whilst you're doing that, you've got these enforcers, which are kind of like police vehicles that are chasing you the whole time. And these other wasted creatures that are constantly bombarding you and bombing you. It's stressful. It's
sounds like
but it's again, it adds another mechanic to the game. It's just like, oh, it's not just an ordinary let's go and race. Yeah, you can go on some of the races. I think you have to finish in the top 3, but obviously you get more points if you finish first.
Yeah.
So that's going to help you if you want to buy new pickups or power-ups along the way, or new weapons. Yeah, it's often I'll get to a time where I can get new power-ups, and I just don't have enough credits to do it. So
do you find the AI, like when they're fighting you, are they quite tough to fight? Like, do they fire at you, or is it easy at the beginning, first few laps, and then it gets like, what different waves do they get smarter?
Yeah, the AI, the vehicles are relatively easy to destroy. But obviously when you've got like 9 other opponents all gunning at you at the same time, that's when it can be quite difficult, and you get the enforcers as well. But I think one of the parts that makes it probably a little bit easier is you can when someone's locked onto you, because to fire your weapons, I mean, you can fire them at any point, but obviously if you want accurate, it locks on.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can tell when someone's locked onto you, and then you got your little side bash controllers using LB or RB. So if someone's locked on, you can quickly do that, and you get a evasive maneuver boost. So they would miss you, or you just use your boost as well. So
I've got to say,
it's
this game's fairer than Mario Kart. Wait, I'll take this. When you get red shown, there's nothing you can do. I'm like, this is the
Yeah.
stupidest game ever. This one, at least you got a mechanic. You can't
yeah.
get out of it.
But I mean, it's the purpose of the game is you just have to keep doing those runs. I don't think many people are going to go from never starting the game to finishing a complete run, ever.
It's called Rogue
you-
Shift because it's rogue-like, I assume.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's good. If anybody likes combat races, my suggestion is this is the one to go for, because it's a bit of a dying kind of genre, isn't it?
It is.
Like these combat racing games. I really enjoyed Wreckfest when that came out. That was something different.
Wreckfest was amazing because like the way your body would get destroyed and like it'd be on fire and it'd just be surviving. But they didn't really have guns or anything, did they? That was just all like ramming.
Demolitions.
That's my main complaints about Wreckfest is like if you could attach a railgun or something to it, then that would be that'd be
Next
carnage.
level, baby.
But
I mean,
definitely.
the next like racing game, I know it's not cars, but you know, it's I'm really looking forward to the Star Wars pod racing game.
But the Galactic Racer.
Galactic Racing, because I used to play the PS2 version of that.
Yeah.
And they used to have like bombs. It was kind of Mario Kart like, but the maps were way more tighter though. Those maps.
Yeah.
But the latest one coming out this year, it looks good on the trailers, but I've not seen if they've got all weapons, and I've not really looked into it that much. If they have,
I think they do. When I've checked it out before, I think you can get bombs and that kind of thing as well that you can drop. So very much kind of Mario Kart style. I'm just trying to think, because when is it out? It's going to be out soon, isn't it?
I think it must be out before GTA. Everyone's running from that thing.
Yeah, it's 6th of October apparently is the release date for that
A little
one.
more than a month,
So
month and a half.
yeah, not too bad. So but yeah, so that's Carmageddon. Hopefully I'm not going to mention it again, because I'm sure probably people are a little bit tired of hearing about racing games.
Play what you
Platinum
play.
this baby.
Yeah, sometimes you don't know this about me, but sometimes I'll talk about Rocket League for like 3 weeks in a row. So like, don't worry about it.
What's Rocket League?
It's
Do you
a
get guns
really
in that
cool.
as
It
well?
just came out. It's kind of a niche game. Most people haven't heard of it, but yeah.
You know, you can double jump.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my
It's only in the new one
God.
though. I don't think you could do it in the old one.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of Rocket League, I've been playing Rocket League. How about that? There's not much to say about it. I had some good fun with that. I've been playing the Artisan of Glimeth. Oh my God, people! Let me tell you what, Artisan of Glimeth, man. Oh, I'm just stalling because I want to get the footage up.
Is there an end to this game, Duke?
There is. Once you finish all the puzzles, I have finished 775 puzzles in this game. So
And is it DLC as well, where you can?
I don't think there is any
get an
DLC.
extra 50 puzzles.
There is a workshop, so I could maybe find puzzles that other people have made. But at least when I finish the game, I'm going to need a little break because I have been blazing through this game. I finished with Blocky, which is the part of the map where the puzzles are such that you can't have any cross sections. You can't have 4 walls meet in any spots. So that was interesting because it makes you think in a different way. The one I'm doing now, I don't know why there's this weird bubble on the screen. I guess it's the person who's streaming it has something. But anyway, yeah, so the way it works is it's called Difference. And it starts off very simply. As you can see, there's an area that's got 4, and then there's a 1. And so what it means is you either are going to have 1 less or 1 more in the adjoining region. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if there's a 2, it's going to be 2 less or 2 more. So sometimes it's very straightforward because you start off with a single block, as in this one that is on the screen now, purple, and this person's writing on the screen to make it easier, which, yeah, it makes sense. So you'll have a single item, single block, and then if it's a 1, the next one's going to have 2. And the question is it going to go left, is it going to go down, or to the right, maybe, if it's possible, or whatever it is. It starts to get real tricky when you got like 7. Because,
oh my gosh, 7 would do me, I did.
Because then it's like, okay, if you have a single block, then it's going to be 8, 1 plus 7, but it could also be minus. So it's not likely that you'll have you might have an area where it's a shape of 8 and then minus 7, and it's going to be a single block on the other side. So it's the type of thing where you really got to sort of trial and error it, especially if it's a big one, because sometimes there's big, I'm getting to I've done all the, the difficulty of the windows starts at 1 and goes to 7. And, I've done all the 1, 2, 3s. I'm getting through the 4s on this area. So it's going to be to the point where it's like, the same area is got a 2 here and a 4 there. So it's like, okay, it's going to be 2 more than this, but 4 less than that, or maybe 2 less than that. It's just, it gets complicated quickly. And it's, like I said, trial and error. And as I always say, the best thing about, there's a lot of great things about this game, but that check progress thing in the upper right corner is such a nice thing to have in this game, because
I think your check button is probably so worn out by this point.
It's really worn out. They're going to be like, oh, we didn't tell you. You have 100 check progresses throughout the game. You've used them up. Yeah, but it's so handy because as I've said, I'll try doing it by myself and then, get stuck and try it again maybe. And eventually I'll be like, okay, let me do a bit of it and see, like, is everything good so far? And if it is, great. I know how to keep going. You know what I mean? And if it isn't, I'll be like, okay, I don't want to keep, if you've finished half the puzzle, it's like Sudoku, right? Have y'all ever done a Sudoku and you get close to the end and you realize you fucked up somewhere and this one has 2 4s in it or something? You're just like,
Pretty much every one I've done, yeah.
That's why for a while I started taking pictures of my Sudoku when I was, making progress on them, because I didn't want to risk screwing it up. So whatever. The point is, that feature in this puzzle game makes life a lot less stressful. So that's the reason I've been able to get gold windows and do all the 7. If I didn't have that button, there's no way I'd be doing the 7 level difficulty puzzles. But
yeah, I mean, I think you've probably done a good job at explaining all of this, Duke. And I'm even watching this video, and I still have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, it's crazy, especially when it gets to the complicated ones like this. But it's a head scratcher. It really does make you think. It's kind of math, and it's also kind of like it's trial and error. And at certain times, it's also like, guess what I'm thinking, because it's like, okay, I figure it out through trial and error and like using the check my progress button. But it's just like, how am I supposed to figure that out? Like you can do it with pure logic, I think. But on the other hand, it's like, it's such a pain in the ass. I don't write on the screen the way this guy's doing. So maybe I should. Maybe that would make my life easier. But I don't know. It's the type of thing where it's just like, if you do it like he's doing it, like it's not a sure thing that you're doing it right. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah. It can be frustrating at times, but it can also be euphoric, especially because, you get the hang of how they think, if that makes sense. Yeah. There are certain moments when you have to kind of, put yourself in their shoe. Like, what are they trying to get you to do? So,
there's reason they didn't start with these puzzles. That's
right.
The thing. I think they've
right.
got you to this point.
Right. You want to it's the maximum, confusion difficulty of it, but it's still achievable. You know what I mean? Like, there are puzzle games like Patrick's Parabox is a really good example. Like, that puzzle game reached a point where I was like, my brain can't handle this. I just cannot wrap my brain around it. And I don't feel like I'm even going to get to that place with this game. So,
yeah.
Awesome. It's just, you reckon when you're back at work, when you come home, you'll still be playing this game?
It's a good question.
Game when you come back,
I think yes, because I'm going to be. Oh snap! What up, Dova? I've been playing Icarus. We'll get to that in a minute. And I invited them to come drop by, and one of them did at least. Hey, Dova. Hey. Anyway, yeah, but no, the question about will I play it during school, because my brain's going to be fried from school. But again, first of all, if you've just gotten into an area in the map, a new area, the level 1 puzzles are nice and gradual. And when I'm on summer break, I'm just burning through those. I'm going to do all the level 1s. I'm going to do all the level 2s as fast as I can. And then I get to level 3 and 4, and it's like, okay, I'll dip in, do one, and then dip out. And that's the nice thing about it, is that it's you can decide how much you want to sort of push it at any given time. So
Yeah. But do you go back and do any of the old ones?
It's funny you asked that, because I was thinking about this game, and like, the overworld, when you finish certain areas, the mist kind of clears and you can see what the next area is. And I've been, like I said, 775 puzzles. There's still a lot of mist on the overworld, so I don't know,
Wow.
How much there is left to go. But I can totally see myself finishing the whole thing and then being like, all right, let's start over.
Yeah,
I mean,
then
I've done it before,
yes,
man.
without the check button, kind of.
Oh, no,
see how
hell
that
no.
goes.
I'm not doing that, man.
Hell no.
So, yeah. But no, it's an amazing game. The aesthetics are great, and I'm having a lot of fun. And, it's the type of thing, too, where when I do a puzzle without using the help button, I feel so badass. I'm like, yes, look at me go. I'm the greatest. So it's very satisfying in that sense. So.
Yeah, I've just seen at Batch Gaming
Yeah.
YouTube was actually saying that apparently the bubble is what is it, eye tracking? That's
I
crazy.
guess eye track. Yeah. So I guess maybe someone's using it through.
Yeah, it's a kind of. I didn't even know that stuff existed.
Yeah. If you have some sort of disability, that would be a big help, I assume, but it might not be related to that. I don't know.
Yeah, interesting.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Go figure. All right. Kyle, back to you, right? Or is it Ben?
It's me.
Yeah, Ben, you up.
This week, me and Stu, sadly, not anyone else. We were
Yeah.
we'll organize it
okay.
eventually. We've been playing Big Walk this week. Sorry,
Oh,
Jason, as
nice.
well. It was a last minute thing. He messaged saying, "Hey, I'm free. Are you free?" I was like, "Yes, let's give Big Walk a go." Every week we've been going on about it. Let's finally link up and do something.
Make it happen,
So
Captain.
it happened. It actually happened.
And
I
What did you
felt so
think?
bad for Millie and his Stu's wife as well, because they just came back from the kitchen and they were building the kitchen chairs, and
yeah.
Stu's just like, "Well, I promised Ben that I'd do this, so I'm going to build this while you two build these chairs." And in the background, as we're talking, all you can hear in the echoes of the caves was, "Does this go here? Oh, bloody hell, this is so confusing." And I just like, and then like 2 hours in, she was like, "Listen, I hate to be that guy, but I think I might have to go and help her. I'm gonna get clipped round the ear hole." But
Well, it is a
yes.
good thing to do when you're having a new kitchen put, is to help out.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it
yeah.
is good
but
also to, make time for friends and play games. So, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is a big social adventure. You're walking around, walking with friends, having a good time, solving puzzles.
Yeah.
Is it blowing your mind?
It is like we are ants. We are ants in a big, big world. So you spawn in and you understand the basics of it. You got your right arm, your left arm, and you have to play the voice games in the game. So like if you're around a corner, you can't hear them. It's a bit muffled. Or like long distance, you can do it. And it's a very
Right.
basic concept of it. And I tell you what's good as well. When you log in, they say how many people are joining. 2 people will make the puzzles 2 player. If there's 8 people, it gets easier and easier, or harder and harder.
Yeah, you require more people to complete the puzzles, kind of thing.
Yeah. But this one, so you spawn in, do the tutorial, you walk through this door, and it just opens up.
Yeah.
And you think, what the hell are we doing? I have no idea. But you just see things like this. This stands out from trees, like the random colors.
There's not like a quest marker. It's just wander.
No, you just walk.
Okay.
It's one big
So-
open world. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
One big
weird.
open world, but I have noticed the mountains like guide you to the
That makes sense.
spots
Yeah,
where you're
sure.
going. So it's not like, oh, it's a free for all.
Right.
Anyway, I've not got to that point anyway with me and Stu. But you find these like red mushrooms and you need to collect 5 of them
Ooh.
to put it in to get a key.
Okay.
And then that turns
Okay.
the key. But yeah, that's sorry, my phone was ringing then. So the puzzles are very basic in concept, but they are so much fun to do. Like one of them, for example, we had was you get given like the lights, day and night cycles, and that's really important. So you get
Like you
given a
get to control
torch,
the day
a
and night cycle?
walkie-talkie, or different objects
Oh,
that
I
you can
got you.
carry.
Yeah.
But obviously, there's two of you, so you can only carry either one of them.
Okay.
So we picked the torch. That torch was the most OP one we found
Sure.
for us, and this mission was you have to run up and press the button, but as you shut the door, it lights up, and you have to communicate what it is. And every time it
Okay.
randomly generates.
Okay.
So you're screaming and shouting, but you can't hear. You just hear mumbling. So then we realized, actually, when it goes dark, he can flick the light at the area I need to walk to. So
Okay.
he'd flick it, I'd walk,
clever.
press the button, do it, and then it would open up. And like there'd be other mazes where there's a timer, you have to do it.
Gotcha.
But as you get the timer, you need to pass it through each other's holes to go round in time. So it's quite a clever. Every puzzle was unique. There wasn't like, oh, this we've done this one already. We know what we're doing. But then, yeah, we had one. The one we've put the most time into is you turn up and you see these like telescopes. You think, oh, well, it's pointing at something. I don't understand what we got to do.
Yeah, like mist.
So, yeah, so we didn't bring the walkie-talkie. This was the worst thing. So I walked all the way over there and realized I had to do the signs to tell him what position it is. So
you're
one
like
arm
waving your arms.
forward,
Okay,
one arm right. But
interesting.
as you're shouting, because it's got echo, he can vaguely hear what I'm saying. He's shouting to me, I can vaguely hear what he's saying. So then we finally meet up. But obviously, trying to meet up your tiny ants is so complicated. So yeah, I was like, right, I'm gonna go over to these two and let you know. We'll work it all out. Finally get there. It's night time. I can see him, but he can't see me because I haven't brought a torch, and it's just pitch black. So I was
So
there.
you creep
doing
up
the
behind him like,
posing. Yeah, and I was just like, flash the lights once you've got it. But he was flashing the lights, like trying to say, I don't see you. But I thought, oh, he's flashing it, so he's definitely done in this one. So I'm gonna walk to the next one. But like
flashing a
literally
light
10
can mean
minutes
all
later,
sorts of things.
I came up to it 10 minutes later. Was like, so did you get all that? He's like, Ben, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. So I was like, oh my goodness. So this time I was like, right, bring the torch. I was like, we split up. We do the furthest ones. Make a note, like the furthest ones, and we'll meet in the middle, and then we'll discuss what we've got and try and work it out.
Yeah,
and
sure.
it worked that way. So there's different ways to doing it. Like there's one with a basketball where you have to throw it into the net.
Right.
But we found out that actually, instead of picking him up and trying to dunk it in, if we just stand at a different angle, if we miss, I instantly throw it, he instantly throws it. So there's a different rhythms to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a really, really. I understand why everyone was like, this is a really good multiplayer puzzle game.
Cool.
Like it is really fun. It flows well, and there's different areas where it's just you listen to music and you can just dance. It's very like The Orb or Brian Eno type music.
Clouds.
So we just sat there, me and Stu, just yapping away like, this is fun, isn't it? Like just
I like
talking
when
about
you're
life.
standing on the person's shoulders, like you're just
yeah,
looking up
to
at
get
his
this,
ass.
you have to, you have to press the button.
Yeah.
To do it,
Yeah.
you have to hold it up, so that it's like a bit of to me, to you, to me, to you.
Yeah, right.
But
Yeah,
it's I really enjoyed it, and me and Stu were saying this is like one of those games where if you have like the right people, I can see why it's not like open lobby. You need to go with a group of people.
You need people you
because
can trust and who will communicate with you, and
yeah. And like, because you had trolls, you could really ruin the game.
of course.
Like, you could just automatically not do it.
And did you like finish the game, or did you just play for a while, or like
no? We played for
progress?
I would say we played for about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
But what it does is it saves to because Stu's the host.
Yeah.
Saves to his save. So when he joins
so if he
again,
were to play with me, then I would jump to wherever y'all were.
Yeah, but there is a bit where when you spawn in, even though I've done that section 1,
right.
You'll come into the main hub. Section 2 will be open, but all the items needed will be there in front of you.
Gotcha.
And it's not like I've got a mechanic that you've not got.
Yeah.
It's just very simple.
Yeah, it's tool based rather than skill based.
It's simple puzzles, but they have got that twist. I mean, you know what it is though? It's not. Did you guys play The Witness?
No.
No, you see, I love the witness puzzle game, but at certain points, if you didn't get the mechanics of the puzzle, there was just like no physical way you could get further into the game,
Yeah.
and like it was really frustrating. These puzzles, you just talk. As you're talking to Stu, like, "Hey, what do you think? What do you think?" And then all of a sudden you're like, "Well, I'm seeing this. What are you seeing?" And then you're like, "Oh, okay."
You
You
seeing
get
different
more,
things, or
but when it's like a single player puzzle game,
right?
if you're just not getting that concept, you are not getting that
Right.
concept whatsoever. You just have a look online.
I
And it's a
remember when
bit,
I played Myst, there was something in the little booklet which didn't have much in it because it was like you're on your own. But they said at one
yeah,
point, try playing with a friend. 2 heads are better than 1. And I refused to do that. I was like, I'm going to do it myself. But I do think that there's something to be said for, especially in a game like this, when it's actually 2 people coming together. But it was true when Shinny and I played the Portal co-op stuff. Like
yeah.
it's that thing of like, okay, yeah, talking it through and sort of, yeah, here's what I think, here's what I see. When the Duchess is doing connections, I always do the connections puzzle in the morning and she does it in the evening. So when she's doing in the evening, like I'll just be like she's stuck. I'll be like, just talk. What do you notice? What do you notice? I'm like, well, that's a kind of cheese, and this is a. Sometimes that can just help spark something in
Yeah.
their mind. So
Yeah,
I mean, it's a
totally. And like,
metaphor for life, really, isn't it?
well,
That's
that's
the
as well. Definitely.
yeah.
yeah, and we found as well, like with this guy with the light, how he's communicating. That's how you do it, because you can't really shout. The communication is
So you got to
literally
establish
light
like, yeah,
or
I'll
different.
flash twice for yes or once
Yeah,
for no, or
and I tell
like,
you what's good as well. Like halfway through, there's red towers that you're trying to do the 5. But like,
yeah.
I completely lost Stu. But I'd got the last red piece. But I was
Okay.
like, wherever Stu is, I've got the item.
Yeah.
So he needs to come back here. But there is a firework. You can press it and it shoots in the air,
Oh,
and it can
interesting.
only be fired by someone manually pressing it. So he knew, oh, that firework's going off. Ben must have the item, or Ben's over there for
And
a reason.
presumably
I'm
you
gonna
set
walk
it off
over
and then
there.
you wait there because it would be crazy to set
Yeah.
it off and then go running.
No,
to where
no,
you
no, no.
think
Yeah,
you
I
are, but-
fire it off, and then
Yeah.
every 30 seconds it comes back up, I fire it again.
Oh, yeah,
So I'm like,
sure.
wherever he is,
Hopefully
he'll
he
hear it.
sees
So
this,
he was
yeah.
miles away around the corner, but like he heard the echo of the firework. I was like,
But
okay.
it would be so frustrating to not know that the person has seen the firework. You know what I mean? Like there's a part of me that's like, I want to know that that I'm not just sitting here hitting the fireworks for no reason.
I do think the reason they have that firework is wherever you are in the game, you can hear
You can
it.
hear it, you
Like
can see it,
the other
eventually.
the conversations, there is
Yeah.
a draw distance.
Right.
You could I
Yeah.
could feel it with Stu.
Okay.
But that firework,
Yeah.
if you press that button, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of the mechanics, like, is there fall damage? Do you ever have to glitch up
No.
a hill or anything?
No full damage. It's a bit Skyrim. It's Skyrim, you
Yeah.
know, hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah.
But no full damage, and it's just quite a quirky style. Stu and me were talking. We said this is like the Portal 2
Co-op
multiplayer
stuff, yeah.
of it, and like we found with the lights, once you've done the mission, just turn all the lights on, so that when you come up high, and you think, where should we go next? You see the whole area that's lit up, done. And you see this tiny grey bit, you think, well, we've done all this exploration. It's got
Yeah.
to be that way,
Right.
the last puzzle.
Sure.
So you head down there, and then by the end of like stage 1, the whole island, that section is beautiful,
Yeah.
lit up.
Nice.
And now section 2, we're about 2/3 through it. I think we've just got the key finally.
Yeah.
But so now we have to cut. Now the next mission is you get the key, and you have to cut the key into a certain shape. But it
Interesting.
points in the arrow of where you got to head to. So
Okay.
it point, you think, why is it pointing at a cliff? But really, you got to go over the cliff,
Yeah.
look down. Because there's no fall damage, you can just jump
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
do it, and then it will point back, and you think, where am I going? Oh, with a
Yeah.
cave system. So you
Right.
follow it through the cave system.
Cool.
It feels like it's holding your hand, but not too much. It's a good level.
I got you.
Yeah.
Smooth transition.
Cool.
Do you think though? I have a problem with this game. Like trying to get people together to play this game can really halt your progress.
100%.
Yeah, and I understand the concerns of having, the multiplayer elements and having trolls, but how much can you troll in this game? The whole purpose of this game is to kind of work together.
You can troll pretty bad. If you had the red key,
Like
say
if the
red
person
key
took the key
falls,
and just ran off.
ran off, you're just
Yeah.
screwed. There's
That would be
nothing you can
screwed.
do, and you can just hide it like in a tree, and like no one will ever find it.
But yeah,
So-
you kind of wonder if maybe you could just report players or something. I just feel like a game like this would work so well if you could get a good community of people together, and you could probably just build your own what do you call it, a
Discord or something.
server or something. You could build your own room to do it, and probably just publish that online or something and see who wants to join. There probably are
Yeah.
a few people that do
Yeah.
that.
Well, there is yeah. I tell you what, I did like the
That's how I
key.
found
There is
the
a
variant
radar
crew
system.
for Icarus. Sorry, go on.
There is a radar system where you can track, see light and power, like anything kinetic. So the keys and stuff, you could see if someone hide, but you have to be really in a specific area.
Right.
But yeah, well, the reason I put it on Stu's is because if Stu's available and anyone else is available, hit him up and just carry on the progress. I'm not going to be. Yeah, we could complete together. The Veteran Gamers can complete Big
As a
Walk
unit,
together.
we can do it.
But I looked online to
one
see how long
do
this
their
game
part.
is. It isn't that long.
Yeah.
So it is doable.
Do
Like,
you
if
think
you
it
had
has
like,
any replayability?
uh,
Probably not. Once you've done it, it's like, all right.
do you know what though? The puzzles change. If you've got 6 people, I bet the puzzles are completely different.
Did you think
Like there was
so?
this maze one we did where we had to pass it through, but it was only 2 or 3 times we had to pass it. It was quite simple.
Yeah.
But I realized
get
it's like
more tricky
if
if it's six.
I looked online to see what would happen
Yeah.
because we're doing this podcast, and
Right.
he's like, if you've got 8 people, that maze is like 20 times bigger. So you have to pass it through loads of times and
Yeah,
up
yeah,
and
sure.
over and left and right.
Right,
So
right.
it does. The more people, it would change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I
I mean, it
assume
sounds
there's
like
no
you
like
guys had fun.
monsters, NPCs, nothing you have to worry in the dark. Like,
I've not found any monsters so far, and it's quite cute art style, so I can't
Yeah.
imagine there's going to be like a
Right.
big monster.
I got you. Sorry, Kyle, you were saying.
No, it's, as I was saying, it seems like you guys had fun playing the game. And that's kind of the purpose
Yeah,
of it,
yeah.
isn't
Well,
it?
it was great fun, and like with Stu, you know Stu, he's just a lad. He's just a good lad. So
He is. Fun
yeah,
to
we
be
had a
around.
good bit of banter getting
Alright.
on. His kitchen. Oh, let me tell you, I've had 2 hours of kitchen talk.
Kitchen talk with Stuart Fowler.
Yeah. So yeah, big thumbs up for me. Big walk.
Cool.
If we did do
Yeah,
a play
nice.
day, this is worth
Mm.
a
And
good
does
play
each person
day,
need to
if
buy
anyone
it?
was- I don't know. It was on PlayStation Plus. If you got
Oh, okay,
PlayStation,
okay,
I
there you
don't
go.
know what but I know it's cross play. So
Yeah.
PC, Xbox, or whatever, we can
That's
all
cool.
play together.
Yeah.
Because he was playing on his Steam Deck, and he said it. Would you believe it? It ran like butter.
Like
Ran like
butter.
butter. It was so
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
it's not like it's the most complicated game around either, is it? But
Yeah.
No, not the most graphically intense.
Yeah, right.
No. But yes, that's big walk, big thumbs up.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. $20, but there's a special deal where the bundle with this and Peak come together for $18. That's weird.
Stu said these are the guys who made Goose Game.
The
Oh,
Goose,
yeah, Untitled Goose
Untitled
Game,
Goose Game, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, you know what? It's got that cutesy, funny bit, but
Yeah.
I would not have said they had made this game.
Well, that might have
Quite
been
impressive.
them just goofing around and then saying, okay, what can we do that like might have a little more substance to it? Not too much substance. I mean, you're still walking around being goofy, but
I mean, I've got to give him credit. That's 2 games in a truck that are unique.
Yeah.
Definitely unique.
yeah, Peak is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
it's
right,
nice.
Kyle, back to you.
Okay, one of the games that I kind of always keep in my back pocket is it's a mobile game
Yes.
that I just play every once in a while. It's a game called Idle Planet Miner.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys like idle games. I must be honest, this is the first idle game I've probably ever played. I think you kind of played some idle game. I remember you saying before, probably lasted about a day or so.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, so Idle Planet Miner is a very simple game. You've got your mothership, and the whole purpose of the game is to collect resources and expand the worth of your galaxy that you're in.
Okay.
So you start off with your ship, and you slowly start unlocking different planets through money, and you start investing that money into the planets because you constantly have ships running back and forth from the planets, busy mining the materials.
Okay.
And you can slowly start investing money in those ships as well, or the planet, sorry, to either increase the mine rate, you can increase your ship speed, or you can increase the ship capacity. And obviously, by doing any of those, you're hopefully getting a higher income. But obviously, if you're mine rate is too high, you're gathering a lot of resources, but you're not bringing it back to your ship in time, so you're not getting any money from that.
Okay.
Oh, so you're not gathering the resources.
Right.
So in the beginning, it's very simple. You're just selling resources. But then as the game starts developing, you can start getting new planets, unlocking new planets through money. And when I say money, by the way, this obviously it's a mobile game. You can spend real money in the game. That's not something I do. They're not going to get a cent out of me.
Real money for space books. Come
Yeah.
on.
So, yeah, as you start going through it, what I quite like about it is it's got a bit of a tech tree that you can start unlocking different things. But you first start, you can get a smelter. So you take, for example, copper, and then you smelt the copper ore, and then you get, it's called it copper ingots.
Yeah.
And then
Same as in Icarus.
yeah, and then from there you can start unlocking, your crafting abilities. So you can start making products out of those materials.
Sure.
And obviously, as you start doing that, you sell those things for more money. But the problem is, it takes time to do those things. So if I wanted to smelt copper ore into copper ingots, it's going to take, let's just say, 10 seconds
Yeah.
to do. I might be able to sell one piece of copper ore for, let's just say, $1, but I could sell an ingot for $1,000. So it's really
Time
one of
is
those
money.
games you start progressing.
Yeah.
But I think the idea of the game, and probably the reason why I keep playing it, is you can just pick it up every once in a while. It saves your progress, and I think there is a limiter on it. It's got this like little battery thing where if you don't play it for 2 hours, it just kind of pauses any of your progress. But if you keep kind of coming back,
Yeah.
it will, it continues gathering resources and continues your smelting or crafting progress.
That's smart because it keeps you dripping that dopamine.
Exactly. And I started this game probably a year ago or so. And it's one that I got a little bit bored of, because you get to that point where you're doing these things, but you're not progressing as quickly as you'd like to, because as you're crafting materials, you want to craft bigger things. But as you want to start expanding your galaxy to buy planets further away, it costs more money.
Right.
But one of the mechanics that I quite like in this game is you can also, when your galaxy is at a certain worth, you can then sell that galaxy, and then it gives you basically let's just call them other credits that you can use to upgrade your mothership, which will increase your mine rate for that galaxy, or increase your ship speeds and smelting speeds and that kind of thing. So it makes it a little bit quicker. So it could be the case when I sold my first one, let's just say I sold it for 100 million.
Yeah.
I think I'm on my third or fourth playthrough. I think my galaxy is worth about 10 billion or something now.
Dude.
So yeah, I mean, there is some kind of competitive nature to it. I think on the weekends they host some events with the idea that you can, restart, gather resources, and then by the end of it, you might be able to get, if you're in the leaderboard, you might be able to get more points. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's one of those fun games that it doesn't require too much thinking.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it does tie me to the screen a little bit, because there's often times where if I've spent, let's say I'm building a navigation module, which again, to build a navigation module, to really get into pedantics, you got to make glass, because you need to make lenses,
Right.
because you need lenses to make lasers, and you need lasers to make torches, and you need the torches to make navigation modules. So it's one of those you continuously have to keep watching, but a navigation module might take 3 hours to make.
Yeah.
So it gets to a point where you see, this navigation modules, it's only got a minute left, but I don't want to make another one, so I might as well just stay on here for another minute
Yeah. Sure.
and just watch this timer go down, so I could
Yeah.
just change it quickly to something
Never
else.
go up, man. That's what it's about.
Yeah, that's exactly what the game is. So it's got
Better
a
this
few
than
different
crypto
elements.
investing.
Yeah, that's the other point. But it probably is crypto. I think this is the it's probably tied to it somehow.
Ah,
But yeah, it's one of those odd games. If you're bored and you're looking for something that you can just do offline, you don't have to spend a lot of money on, and you like these kind of just not too much thinking. This is a little bit of fun.
all right.
Yeah, it's a good task management type game. It looks like, but you know what it is?
Yeah.
Does it look too money grabby? Like
It
some of
is.
these free to play ones are the most awful money
Well,
grabby
they can be,
ones.
but that's also the question
then
about
you
like,
get a
is it still
balance.
fun even if you don't spend the money? Because I play
Yeah.
Once Human many hours. I've only ever given them $1, and clearly they're just trying to suck money out of people. And there's people who do give them a lot of money, but I think there's a lot of gameplay to be had in a game like Once Human. So
yeah.
I feel like it's a good point, and it's always worth looking into. But I think that, if you say to yourself, I'm not giving them any money and I'll just get as much fun as I can get out of it. Have you given them actual money, Kyle, or has you just done it?
No, I think the only thing that I've probably done is you can click a couple of buttons that you'll see on the screen where you can, for example, if you want to increase your production rate, you can watch an ad.
Yeah, sure.
So it could be you watch an ad for minutes or something, and then it increases your production rate to double the speed.
You know
I'm
what?
like, that I don't mind. I can
click on
I can
it,
watch
put
an
it
ad.
face down, or even just
Exactly.
watch it. Yeah, I've done that in games.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
So they're generating some income that way, but apart from that, they're not going to get another cent out of me. So
Cool.
yeah.
All right.
But yeah, that's Idle Planet Miner.
Idle Planet Miner, people.
Come on, Duke. Tell us. How has it been this
It's
week?
Icarus time. Oh my god. So
Have you built a moat?
I have not built a moat. I have not
Have
done.
you gone into the snow area yet?
I have not gone into the snow. That's not true. I did go into the snow area. But what I did was I said, I didn't say this, but I'll pretend like I said it and then I'll walk it back.
This game, I'm done.
No, I didn't say that. What I said was, people talk about how much better this game is when you play with other people. So I went looking for other people. And there was a thread on Reddit somewhere where someone said, no matter what the game is, like, just start with the official server. There's probably people LFG, looking for group, right, on the official server, and you can probably find some people that way. So I did. There was one person who had a peer-to-peer server, and I played with him for a little while, but it was kind of a pain in the ass, and he had to start it up, and it kept lagging, and it was not showing up on people's. I was just like, this is a kind of a nightmare. So I found this other group called Variant. What up, Variant? Dovahkiin. The person who's, I think, running it is username Dovahkiin. So we have the Skyrim thing in common as well.
Instant click.
Yeah,
okay.
baby. You know me. Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'll play with y'all. And so there's like 5 maps in this game, and I only ever played the first one, Olympus. But they were playing Elysium, and I never played Elysium. So I'm like, all right, whatever, cool, let's give it a shot. And they were
Was
like,
Matt Damon there?
yeah, exactly. They were like, they're very friendly, of course, and they were like, come this way, come over here, and we got this stuff. And like, they had mounts and they had like kit, and I had nothing. I had like sticks and rocks, and I was like, let me make a bow and arrow. And they're like, all right, come on. I'm like, all right, I'm coming. And it was that thing of like, there's a differential, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to play with people who are that ahead of you, especially when you're like me and you're like, I don't want any help with anything. Because they're like, I'll give you this.
Yeah, they're like, here you go. Here's the most overpowered armor. You're like, no. I want
doing
you're
that,
ruining it now.
Right. And so I was just like, I wanted it in the middle. Anyway, I made it through. I went to their base. It's tough when it's nighttime, but whatever. You can sleep through the night, which is really cool. And then eventually I was like, all right, cool. Like, I found a place over here, and water is a very difficult resource if you're in the desert. But I found a spot on the map where there's like a lake or something. I'm like, I'm going to go there. But I want to be careful because the monsters in this game. And here's the thing. Did I say that? I don't know if I said this. Elysium is the hardest map in the game. I didn't know it at the time, but it is. So I was like, okay, I got to be very careful until I get set up.
So you've gone past like wolves, basic wolves.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Now it's like
absolutely
zombie wolves.
I got to this other place. I set up at the lake, and I'm like, this is awesome. But I was chopping down trees because there's not a lot of trees in the desert. And the area I found is like a desert oasis. There's trees, there's water. It's great. But then there comes a point when you need leather, you need animal bones, you need fur. and there were no animals around. So I was like, what the fuck, man? So I went looking for animals. Nothing. No animals anywhere. Now, apparently that might
Would
be...
you believe it? In a desert, there's
I'm
no
saying that-
animals.
Yeah, well, it makes sense.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. But it's also maybe like a function of, and I don't know what this weapon this person has in this part of the game, but whatever. There is a function of how many people are on the server. In other words, they're not going to populate animals everywhere if there's no one around, right? It just doesn't make sense for the computing. So whatever. Eventually, I was like, all right, I think I started out in the desert. Like, that's too tough to, make it. I'm going to go back to the starting area where you first drop in. And people are like, there's no starting area in Elysium. And I'm like, well, maybe not, but there's an area where it's a lot less overwhelming at least. So I went back to there. But I was trying to get back there, and I kept getting stomped. There were these... I wound up in the poison swamp, and then I got out of there, and then I was in the starter area. But there's these like raptor. There's like the raptors in Jurassic Park that like attack you from different sides. You remember the clever girl moment?
Gosh.
That whole
You
thing.
literally felt like you were running through the trees as they're hunting you.
I was running through the trees. It was crazy. I was just like, ah, and I had my bow and arrow, and I'm like, it does nothing. My eyes, the goggles do nothing. So whatever. Eventually I was like, all right, fine. Look, y'all, I need some help. I need a weapon. I need some armor. And they hooked me up, and it was great. And I managed to make a base, and it was all fine. And I was, mining stuff from the caves, and I was getting set up. I'm like, okay, I have a good base. I got everything I need. I can make my own guns now. I'm good to go. Log off, come back the next night. My base was in shambles.
Oh my!
It was just gone, and I was like, "What the
strip
fuck?"
everything.
And I was like, "Okay, right." Someone. Oh, here's the thing. There is this guy. We'll call him Mr. X because I don't want to put anyone on blast. We don't know exactly what happened.
X.
But Mr. X was talking to me, and he was like, "Where'd you end up setting up, dude?" Because I'd actually rage quitted while he was there at one point, and then I came back, and I'm like, "All right, I'll get it sorted." And then he's like, all right, where are you going to set up? And I was like, I'm setting up in that sort of area where people drop in. And he was like, you're setting up where people drop in? You're going to get base raided, dude. And I'm like, no, it's a password protected server. There's only cool people coming in here. And he was like, yeah, you're right. And I'm like, you know what? That's what a base raider would say. But I don't think he messed with my base. What happened was Elysium, God, it's so weird and stupid. There's different level storms, and in the game that I had played, if you make a wooden base for yourself, you're fine. You'll have rainstorms. You could take storm exposure damage. There's lightning storms at certain points that could like set your house on fire and whatnot. But whatever. In Elysium,
there's a story. There's like a fairy tale story about these little pigs.
I should read that story because it would be helpful to know about it. But that's the thing, as I apparently the storms on Elysium are so powerful that when I set up my base with wood, the storms came along and said goodbye, Dukes, everything, and I was just like, I like starting up and starting over again, but not because I'm forced to, I want to do it by choice.
I guess as well, because if it's a server, it's 24 hours on, isn't it? Whereas when you log on to yours,
that's the other
it's
thing.
like
right.
instantly.
Right.
Okay,
There's never
sunny,
been a
it's
storm
still
I wasn't
sunny.
around for. Yes. Yeah. So they were like, wait, you built it out of wood? And I was like, dude, I've never played Elysium before. What the fuck? What do I know about surviving these? Anyway, it was very silly. I went back into it, and I had to start all over with nothing. But I still had the gun. For some reason, the gun... I know I had stuff on myself. The things you have on your person, you still have. So I had my gun, and I didn't have to go back to bow and arrow, but I got set up again. And now I've made a base with stone, and I'm supposed to turn it into concrete. But to be honest, concrete requires a lot of steel, and that requires making rebar and all this. I've never done concrete before, but concrete will withstand level 7 storms. Stone houses will you can survive level 5 storms. So there's that.
I can't wait for next week listening, going,
Exactly.
okay, I learned how to make concrete
fuck.
because the storm got destroyed again.
Yeah, right, no doubt.
What happens if you build? I mean, I don't know if you've got a specific location you've got to build these bases, but I've seen this guy kind of run into a cave. Is there a reason you can't just build your base in a cave?
Yes. Well, you can. There's no reason you can't. However, if you spend too much time in a cave, you will get cave lung. When you go into a cave, there's this little icon. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the gameplay here, but
I've got the black lung, Pop.
exactly. And you get like, dampness. It'll give you a little dampness indicator. And if you stay in the cave for a long enough time, there's like a certain percentage chance, each minute you're in there, of developing cave lung. And what that does is it takes your stamina way down. So you end up with like 20% of your max stamina. You could choose to just deal with that while you're in the cave. You can cure it with antibiotics, and you can get a dehumidifier. So if you end up making a dehumidifier, then you could live in a cave as long as the dehumidifier is always running. But it really doesn't make sense to do that. Yeah.
I mean, sorry, Jake, that means you're gonna have all your resources. You're not gonna have to contend with storms, are you?
You can hide out from storms in the cave. Yeah, that's nice. And there are resources. However, the resources are finite. So once you get all the iron out of that cave, you're done. However, the other benefit of a multiplayer server is that they can restart the server, and that repops the cave resources. So when I logged in this morning, I was like, I wonder what I left in that cave. And it was all the iron and all the copper, which I know I had gotten out of there yesterday. It was all back. And I was like, yes, I don't have to start over finding more iron. So,
nice.
I got set up on the Elysium server. I got a nice base going. I made it look nice. I added a second story to my base. I'm going to make a tower so it's very visible from a distance.
Was it worth swapping from single player to multiplayer?
It is a nice difference. It's a nice change of pace. I can totally see. I'm going to go back and do the single player stuff probably still, because I want to do all the quests and things. There's something nice about both. It's good to have company and hang out with people. There is some server lag sometimes. That's the interesting part. So the funniest manifestation of it is usually you chop a tree, and me, I love seeing the tree fall over, right? We're only getting to that place in survival games where you can see the tree actually fall over. But in this game, the tree like floats to the ground because there's a delay. So what you're doing is you're chopping out part of the tree, and then it just floats, and you can just hit it in the air, and then you get the next sector.
To justify that, it's not the server, it's the new planet. It's the
gravity
pull, man.
Now these raptors seem to be having normal gravity, but the trees,
they've got gravity shoes on. Have you not heard about that?
It's helium. It's helium in the trees, is what it is. But it's not so cute when the raptors are attacking you and you have a bow and arrow and like they teleport. Because that's what made me rage quit. I was up against a spider with the bow and arrow, and I was like, I've killed spiders with bow and arrows. This won't be so bad. And if you get a stealth shot in, you can get a critical hit sometimes, take them down in one hit. But even if you don't, you take them half their health, and then you can pop them again when they're on their way. But this motherfucker was just teleporting everywhere around me, and I was like, and I died, and I was like, motherfucker. So that was very frustrating.
So what happens when you die in this game?
So, good question. When you die single player, you can go back to your respawn area, wherever you set up in a bed, if you set a bed down, hopefully you did. And then you go back and you can get your stuff off your corpse. In the multiplayer version, you can have someone revive you, which is very handy, because then you don't have to try to go back with nothing and get your corpse, which is what had to happen when I died in the acid swamps the one time. The guy went and came to get me, and I was like, oh, thank you so much. And I realized I don't like being dependent on other people. I don't like, making them interrupt what they're doing and like have to come help the noob who died in the acid swamp. But at the same time, I realized that I don't need to be preoccupied with that, because as someone who is occasionally the person who can help you out, and certainly this is true in the classroom, right? As someone who can help you out, that's what I like to do in the classroom, is help out young people, right? And so if you have a lot of resources, if you have a really good mount and good armor and good weapons, you're looking for stuff to do. So the noob who died in the acid swamp, it's kind of like a little mini quest that I'm giving them. You know what I mean? Come help me out. So it, in a way, giving someone a purpose isn't a bad thing. And so that's a way of me recontextualizing the whole thing. So anyway, let me wrap up this stuff about Icarus, because I know I've been going on about it, but I was playing today. The Elysium server is laggy. Yeah, Dava's in the chat talking about it. But that's the thing. I didn't mind it, and I was getting the hang of it. And then I noticed that there was just me and one other guy in the Elysium server, and then there was an Olympus server, the first world, which was much easier. There was like 4 people playing on that server in the same Discord. And I went in there and I was like, hey, why are y'all playing over here? And they're like, no lag. And I was like, I just got set up in Elysium, and now the party's over here in Olympus. So I had to go into Olympus and start all over and get back to the stone axe and bow and arrow. But it's great. It's a different kind of game when you're playing with other people, you know, because we met, you know, in a cave, and it was like, okay, like it was dark and we didn't have bedrolls, so it wasn't an option to skip the night. And I made a bedroll, and here, the thing with the multiplayer servers is, it happens in Minecraft. If you have 3 people on the server and one person's asleep, it won't skip the night. If everybody goes to sleep, it'll skip the night. But we didn't have 3 bedrolls. But what you can do is one person goes to sleep and then the other 2 just log off for a second. It'll skip the night. So I was like, we could do that.
Okay.
But then one of the other guys was like, well, it's almost dawn. There's no point in really doing that. I'm like, yeah, you're right. It's cool. So, you know, it's that collective thing of like, okay, I'll go get wood, you get stone, and you specialize. And then it's just a different process of like, hey, we can make these tools and these, you know, crafting benches much more quickly when we work together.
You reckon you do some of the quests together?
You can, but here's the thing. When someone else on the server does one of the quests, everybody gets XP, whether they're actually involved in the questing or not.
Okay.
So I'm getting XP hand over fist without having to actually do anything, which is crazy. But
the almighty dragon, you're like, I did it, and I just hit chopping wood.
Yeah. So
is there any PvP elements to this?
There's not, and this gets to the interesting stuff that I was talking. Nova's going to perk up now because, you know, we're talking about this question of people base rating, right?
Yeah.
Rust for many years has had the option to make locks. So you can put, it starts with like basic key, you know, padlocks, and then you can get to like number code locks. So that nobody can go into your base, nobody can get into your stuff unless they know your code. This game doesn't have that. And it's pretty frustrating because, you know, they want the server to be open to the public. Not everybody just wandering in. There's a password you have to get into the server. But you don't want to, you know, I don't know, if you don't let people in until they prove that they're cool, then it's not as welcoming an environment. You know what I mean? So you want to welcome everyone in, and then if there's a reason to ban them, okay, you can ban them. But that leaves things open. It would be so nice if you could passcode your home base or whatever.
Yeah.
The point is that you can kill another player. I know because I did it today by accident. I was.
Sure.
I was. Yeah, sure. It was an accident. No, I finally had my gun. I was setting up. I was doing well. And then I noticed that one of the other players was fighting one of the raptor dudes. And I was like, I will help you. And I accidentally shot the guy instead of the raptor. And he died. And I was like, oh no. And he was like, he's a very nice guy. He was very friendly. And he wasn't on the mic. So I put in the text chat. I was like, oh no, I'm so sorry. And of course I revived him right away. And you're fine. You know, you get revived. You're fine. There's no harm, no foul really. But I just felt stupid. And he was like, don't worry about me. You can ignore me. Like, I know what I got it. And he chooses to play with the bow and arrow. And I'm just like, you're a masochist, but you know, you do you. So yeah. Shout out to everybody on the Variant server, Dovahkiin, Ruby, Nums, RU26, the French-Canadian guy whose name I don't know, and Mr. X, the base raider, maybe. I don't know if he's actually a base raider, but whatever.
And
I love it.
The last question I have to ask is when you go into multiplayer now,
yeah,
do you have the same character or does everyone start at level 1?
No, you don't have to start at level 1, and that's really nice because there's perks as you level up. There is a level cap at 60, and I have hit that. You keep getting XP and you do level up, but you don't get any new perks, which was kind of frustrating. I was like, "Ooh, I leveled up again." I'm like, "Wait, no, I didn't." I mean, technically, but not really. But yeah, there is a bit of a confusing part where, okay, so there's this workshop on the satellite. Like the idea of the game is you drop down from space every time you land on the planet. And when you are on the satellite, you can put on a spacesuit. And so I have a fancy one that has 2 like technology slots. And I have 2 technology like chips you can put in. One makes you go faster. One makes you regenerate stamina more quickly. So that's really nice, but I couldn't figure out for a while how to swap your spacesuit because you can't do it on the planet. And there's all this stuff about calling down materials from the workshop. And it's just, that part of it is kind of stupid.
You wear a spacesuit that you can wear in space, but you cannot wear it in a cave.
Well, you're wearing the suit. It's not a spacesuit. It's like a protective suit, and it only protects you so much until you get a better suit. But it can't protect you from cave lung. No, you'd think they'd want to do that, but no, it won't help you with.
Cave
And
lung defeats all.
that's not the craziest part. The craziest part is when you first go in, you don't have, you have that suit, but it's not protecting you from physical damage. So what you do is you put some fibers together to put over your spacesuit, and then you can put bone armor over your spacesuit. It's so ridiculous because you have like a space helmet and bone armor, and it's like that's the dumbest looking thing ever.
So you start skinny, end up fat, got
Yeah,
8 layers on. I am invincible.
Yeah, come at me, bro. I got my bone knife.
So before you log off, then you literally just go and carry all your stuff close to you and log out. Like these are all my valuables.
Well, that's the thing. You put it on yourself. You'll have it when you can log back in. But I think that this group variant does a good job of monitoring who's around and who's doing what. Yeah, and Dova was looking into possibly because he like writes mods and stuff for it. So he's like, maybe I could make a mod that would do some kind of lock system. And I'm like, I mean, go for it if you want to. I don't really think it's that big of a deal. But the other thing, this is the last thing I'll say. A lot of the caves have like multiple levels to them, and you need to build either a ramp or a ladder or something to get to those different levels. They've built them. So when I went into that cave the first time, there was a ramp going down to the lower level. And I was like, oh, thank God. That makes it so much easier. Especially when you only have a bow and arrow and there's these worms jumping out and you're like, ah! It's such a relief to not have to worry about how, because I'm old school. I'm just gonna hop up to get to the gold up there or whatever it is. But this is the gold standard of survival. It's so well done. The game, there's so much depth to it, and I've been playing. Let me look how many hours I've got in. Like I haven't done the tier 5 stuff. I played 100 hours, and there's a lot left for me to do in the game. So now, granted, I've done it fits and starts, and doing it over here and doing it, and just messing around for a long time. But the tech tree is so satisfying to go through. And this is the last thing I'll say. There's two. I may have said this last week. There's two types of people when you play these games. One is the type who starts on the left side of the tech tree and just sort of discovers stuff as you go, and it's a lot of fun. Ooh, now there's this. Mm-hmm. The other type of person is the one who starts looking on the right side and see how far, here's the best thing you can get. Now, how do I get there? I'm that person on the left side. I'm just like, ooh, now I have bone tools instead of just stone tools. Meanwhile, the other person's like, I need to have the platinum pickaxe. Why am I still fucking around with this bone tool? So I think I could stand to look more at the right side of the tech tree, but I think there's a certain kind of wonder that comes with just taking it as it arrives.
Yeah, maybe though, if you're like with other people, you see someone like blast someone.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, whoa, what was that?
Right.
What is that? And then
you're riding
like,
an actual bull? What
intrigued.
the fuck? Yeah. And sorry, one last story. There's this, at one point, there's this monster who kind of poked his head into my base, not literally, but, clipping through the wall. And he was just sort of looking at me. And I was like, oh, fuck, what is that? And I ran outside. And because I got the drop on him, he was still looking in my base when I ran outside. I was able to pop, 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 pop. And I dropped him. And I was like, it says what the name of the monster, Glecker or whatever it was. And I was like, oh, what's a Glecker? This dude, he was like, wait. You killed a Glecker? I was like, yeah. He's like, how did you kill it? I said, I just had my first encounter with a Glecker. And he's like, well, you're still alive, so you didn't really have your first encounter with it. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, your first encounter will come when you're just running through the map and it jumps on you out of nowhere and kills you dead. So I got really lucky that it was just poking its head into my base. So yeah, it's Icarus is an amazing game. You can find some people. If anybody out there wants to play this with other people, come find us on the Variant server. Hit me up, Duke Scath on Discord, and I'll connect you. A shared map to the site right now. Okay, thanks, Dova. Yeah, it applies to all 4 maps. Okay.
Is this cross-platform as well?
I think it is. I don't know much about the console versions of it. I know that when I play on the PC, it's really nice to have like a lot of buttons and typing stuff in and things, but it might work on the console. I can't speak to that. Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Let's see if
it's one of those I'm still quite interested in perhaps getting, because I think it's on special at the moment. And I feel like it is one of those games I get lost in for a while. So
apparently, apparently PC players cannot join PlayStation or Xbox, but PS5 players. Oh no, there is no cross-platform play. The end.
I don't
Okay.
think there would be
Sorry.
because the amount of like mods stuff on PC just yeah.
Yeah,
makes
but
sense.
you can play it vanilla. I don't know. That seems weird that there is no cross-platform. Maybe they're working on it. Sorry, we can't play together unless you get a
No,
PC.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Console also lags behind in updates. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Thank you, Dova. All right.
Dover knows all of this stuff.
He's really in the know, man. I don't even think he plays the game anymore. He just plays the playing of the game. He's the meta playing. Okay. Anybody got other stuff?
I mean, I've got one more, but should we save it for a couple of weeks'
we
time?
might want to keep moving.
Or
It's
next
been an hour
week?
and a half
Yeah,
already, so.
because I think we still got the Play My Game bitch we need
That's
to talk
true.
about. So
Let's go ahead and
all
talk
the other
about
bits.
that.
Yeah, bitch! Yeah, bitch!
Play my game, bitch.
Yeah, it's got the Breaking Bad connection.
This is the part of the show where we talk about a game that we've all played. Did you have a chance to play this, Kyle?
I did.
All right.
So we
this is
played
one that-
Beast of Reincarnation.
Yes, we did. This is a Stuart recommendation. It is it's certainly Japanese inspired. Is it made in Japan? Anybody know where it was made?
It's Game Freak, people who make Pokemon.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, then it is. Game Freak and published by Fictions. So, yeah, it's
It's a game.
It's a game. It is. I liked it. I actually had fun. There's a Reddit thread that comes up right away that says bland paint by numbers action RPG. I'll be honest. I'm like, you know what? It doesn't need a lot of bells and whistles for me. You're a badass. You smash the monsters with your sword and they die. Like, what more do you want?
Yeah, I obviously played this game. I only played it for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I
It's pretty hand-holdy at the start.
Yeah, I pretty much got to the point they've got to now. Kind of you go into this tunnel.
Yeah.
The subsidy. I must be honest. I felt this game was a bit rough. And that's obviously might just be me. It might be because I'm playing on a laptop that's it's a little bit aged.
I can see that.
Which probably doesn't help. One of the things I don't like is, first of all, the environments you're in, and it may just be maybe the stage that I'm in, maybe it will change, but everything artistically kind of just seems a little bit washed out. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of color to things.
Yeah,
or
remind me of Metal Gear, the old Metal Gear games.
yeah,
When you're out in the
it's
deserts.
it's like they're afraid to have a bit of a contrast. I mean, I'll say I'm a creative person, so I do a bit of drawing and that kind of thing as well. So it's just like when I see that, it's just like very little contrast between things. I'm almost struggling to kind of see what's here, what's there. And
Yeah, I can see
I think
that.
in the beginning of the game, I think it's quite cool when you see the characters. The character's awesome, and you see her kind of hair, and she's got the flowers in her
shoot your
hair.
hair
and that
out
kind of
over the chasm and then teleport to the end of it and then jump over the chasm. I thought that was
Well,
pretty cool.
what is the deal with it? Is that actually hair or those
Yes.
roots? What
No,
the
it's
hell
her
is going
actual
on?
hair,
You like
apparently,
poison,
which is really
poison
weird.
ivy.
Yeah,
Poison
that
ivy
combined
in
with
video
Bayonetta. The coolest thing about it, though, is if you're on a ledge over a monster, you can extend your hair till you're right over him and then drop down on him like Assassin's Creed. I love doing that. I never got tired of that shit.
I did find I like the combo where you could freeze time, like use
Yeah.
the wolf to shoot
Yeah,
up
yeah.
something,
Yeah.
and like it was that good like slow motion jump up. The
Yeah.
combos were good because
Yeah.
I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima like Ninja. This is
Yeah,
very
yeah.
ninja-y as well,
Yeah.
and I was
Hmm.
like, I know what we're doing here. The flow state was
Yeah.
smooth.
I really like the flow
it
state.
flowed pretty well.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kyle, you were saying.
No, I think it's got some elements that I liked, but if I have to be brutally honest, it almost felt like this game's kind of it's playable, but it didn't feel like it was finished. Like it's not. It didn't feel like it's been. It hasn't got the final finishing touches to it. That's my kind of personal opinion. You know, when you kind of first start and you're starting to run through, and there's all these bombs going off, and you've got to kind of run
Yeah.
in a linear path.
Right.
I'm unfortunately one of those people. I'm like, I want to see what's happening behind me. You know, even if that
Oh,
means
yeah,
that
sure.
I'm dying, I
Yeah.
want to see what's going on. But
Right.
there seems to be kind of you know, the invisible walls that you
Yeah.
can't, you have to run in linear
Yeah.
direction. You kind of
Right.
just, it's pushing you where to go.
It sort of
And
felt
even
like
with
half a
dog-
cutscene. Like, okay, yes, you have control of the
Yeah.
character, but like you don't have a lot of choice, and they're clearly trying to show you like, here's how you fight a smaller enemy, here's how you fight a bigger enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
And
I found this game like if we was playing my game bitch. I was like, okay, we'll play it. We played it. Am I desperate to play it again? No, but I don't know if that's
Fair
just
enough.
because I'm just this just maybe not be my type of game. But like, I don't know. I wasn't inspired by the story or anything. It was a little bit. It was weird that did you see the robot that was like proper British?
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
right,
There's a
go-
few robots that are like,
Yeah, I like the
Go
accents.
get
Like,
him.
you're right, good for
Yeah.
It was all like, we must be one with the way. Then
Right,
like,
right.
right, love, how are you? Keep going. I was like, whoa. I was like, that's quite
Yeah.
funny, to be
so
fair.
the Japanese developers have a thing for like British accents sometimes.
yeah,
Yeah.
did you guys, because I think there was the option to play Japanese or English as well.
Yeah, oh
Did you
yeah, I
guys-
left it on Japanese.
Oh, and
the English
how did you
subtitles.
find that, though, Duke?
It was fine. It's you could tell that some people, have different accents based on, even though they're speaking Japanese and stuff. But no, it was good. I mean, the thing is that it feels more authentic to do it that way. But then you have to have your eyes kind of locked on the subtitles, so you aren't able to enjoy the scenery as much. But as you say, the scenery isn't always much to look at in this game. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I actually think it's pretty, but I agree with you in terms of the lack of contrast and stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I'm getting to that stage with games, you know, where even for when you're running into the dog. What's the dog's name? Ku. I've made a note of it.
Woof.
Ku. Yeah, whatever the wolf thing is. Like you continuously are clipping through the wolf,
Yeah.
and I think
Yeah,
you know
I do
it's
agree with
those
that.
it's those
the
kinds
speed,
of
isn't it? It's the
Yeah,
speed of which she
it is.
runs.
It's also
Yeah.
a ghost dog,
So
so like,
much.
who cares? No, I'm just playing.
yeah. But I do quite like the combat mechanics were quite cool.
Yeah.
It's
Parrying and-
it's parrying and all that, but it's not
Dodging.
Souls like where it's extremely difficult.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah. So it's nice in that regard. And the element where you get to kind of control the wolf
Mm-hmm.
while you're in battle and you can select certain modes. I've not played Player Obscura yet, and
Mm.
it seemed like one of those modes where it's almost like turn-based. You can quickly pause it, select which attack you're going to do,
Yeah.
and continue that way.
It's much
So-
more actiony than Clair Obscur, but it does
Mm.
truck in some of that similar type thing of like, okay, let's see if we can give people the best of both worlds or whatever.
Yeah, I also ran out of arrows pretty quickly because I mean I just love shooting things.
Yeah, sure.
And I didn't get to a point where I really could figure out how do I get more arrows or how do I make more
Yeah.
arrows or
I think that might be something you do at a camp. Like when you rest, you get your health back and then you get ammo again.
yeah. So I didn't rest
didn't
at any of the
make that
camps, but I
clear
did go
at the beginning of
I
the
did go into the camp and go like, okay,
Yeah.
I went into the upgrades, I went
Right,
into
right.
your inventory to kind
The
of see
upgrade's
if I
kind of
could
a mess. It's
craft
like-
them or something. But
right.
yeah. So yeah, it's just a few of those things are just kind of missing for me in this game, I think. Yeah, but
The story is ludicrous. It starts out, I wrote down the first line, emotions only hinder us. Let me guess,
knew you
the
would.
story's going to be about how we have to connect with our emotions once in a while because it's not good to only be focused on logic.
they'll
That
become
said,
robots.
I felt
yeah.
like they could have dragged that story out a lot longer than they did. So I was very glad that they dropped you into some action pretty quickly. But yeah, no, I think, and it's interesting that the concepts are actually, some of the story concepts are very similar to New World, the MMO that I've been obsessed with, which is going away next year. Because it's like technology, and then the Earth and creatures are revolting against that technology and wiping out people and stuff. So I don't know. There's some interesting parallels there, but it's nothing to write home about in terms of the story. Definitely.
So
not.
is that why the animals are attacking you?
I think so.
because-
I mean, I couldn't really tell you to be honest, but that's my guess.
I have to
Yeah.
say it's better than the Pokemon story.
There's a story.
So
in
Game
Pokemon?
Freak, you've leveled it up a little
That's
bit.
right. My understanding of the story of Pokemon is gotta catch them all. 4 words. That's it. That's the whole story.
It reminded me of, like, Stellar Blade, that game,
yeah.
and there's a few other types.
Yeah, with a lot less objectification. Like this character, wearing things that a person would wear if they're being attacked by monsters. Which
I took it off straight away.
There you go. So it's a thumbs up for me. I actually kept it installed. I can see myself playing more of this. I love the combat in it. I really like it's not exactly parkour, but you can like it's grappling basically and like extending your hair, as stupid as that is. The double jump mechanic, I really liked. I had a good time with it. I do agree that it's funny actually. You say that the reception wasn't. I mean, the polish isn't there because a lot of people agree with you, Kyle. Metacritic has it as a 71 on the PC, a 78 on the Xboxes. But it says, this is very interesting, on the 13th of August, Game Freak apologized, how you know they're a Japanese developer, Game Freak apologized for, quote, not providing a sufficiently enjoyable experience, end quote, and said that they would continue working on the game. Which I think is kind of cute, and obviously a company should not have to apologize, but a lot of American developers be like, fuck you just don't appreciate how good it is. And it says something about the Japanese culture that they're like, our bad, I'm sorry you didn't like it, that's our fault.
Yeah. And that's I think again we're at that stage where we know CEOs or the shareholders are going, is the game playable?
Right. Yeah, get it out. Time is money. Let's release it already.
Exactly.
And art doesn't
kind of
think that pressure cooker like that.
Yeah, just give it another month or two, and could be a completely different game.
Yeah.
So I think for me so far, it's a thumbs down. There's a few elements I did like, but yeah, it's the other thing is this game didn't bring me anything I've not already seen. Does that make sense?
Oh, it totally makes sense, and I agree with you 100%. I just don't mind that.
Yeah.
For me, it will have to be a thumbs down because I have no motivation to play again. So I can't be like, oh, everyone go play it, because I have no motivation to play it. But like Ghost of Tsushima, I'm like, yeah, that game, wicked. Like,
yeah, if it gets its hooks into you, it gets its hooks into you, and there isn't always a lot of ways to explain why that's the case.
It might be my style, gameplay style. I'm not really into this style of playing.
It may also be that you've played a ninja game for 50 hours recently, and now this one comes along, and you're like, and especially when you're doing the gold standard over here, like this other also ran shows up, you're like, well, why would I play this when I could be playing this one over here? If another survival game showed up right now, I'd be like, well, it's not as good as Icarus. Fuck it, I'm gonna go back to Icarus.
Yeah. That's it, because Tsushima came out 6 years ago. I'm playing it literally creme de la creme, updated to its max, smooth as butter, flows well.
Right.
This, I literally
good
was like,
story,
Kyle,
good side quests. You know, I mean, this may have side quests, but I don't know. It's mostly.
But I was playing it, and I was just like, I literally was like, dude, I could literally be defeating like the Mongols right now, fighting hard, but no, I'm playing this game. Like, it's
just
good,
killing all the animals that are,
I don't need no poison ivy hair thing. I want to be a ninja.
What I need is haikus. Come on.
Yeah, amen.
Beast reincarnation. Just make it one syllable there. Not as good as Tsushima. Thumbs down from Ben, yo. Whatever. Okay. So 1 thumb up from Duke, 2 thumbs down from Kyle and Ben. If anybody else played it, Stu, if you want to let us know what you thought, maybe you can tell us next week. If anybody out there played it, let us know what you think. I don't know about next week. Ben, you said you're gone. Kyle, you're here next week?
Yeah, I'm in.
Correct? And I assume Stu will be back, although that's not a certainty. Is there anything you have your eye on, Kyle, or something that you think might be good as a Play My Game? Or should we just talk about it after the show?
Well, let's talk about it after the show. We'll figure something out.
No worries.
We're not going to let Stu pick another game.
He's picked a bunch. All right. Well, anybody got any news? I don't have any news.
I have, quick news. Okay. We've got a quick discussion point.
Putting news first.
Whatever. All right. What's up? What's in the news, Kyle?
Thank you for joining us this evening on Veteran Gamers News.
This just
section of the show. There have been a number of leaks on GTA 6. Have you guys seen any of this?
What kind of leak? Like gameplay leaks?
Yeah, there's a huge issue going on at the moment. There is a what can we call him? A leaker? That's probably.
He has the whole game in his hands, man.
He has the build. Someone by the name of CyberLeak is going around and sharing gameplay footage of GTA 6.
Okay.
No, I think originally when this started, it's probably started in the last week. There was a lot of discussion saying, oh, a lot of the footage is old footage, could be from a couple of years ago. But there's been, if I can, how many is it up to, Ben? Do you know? Is it seven videos that have now been released
Yeah.
of the game? And yeah, I'm not exactly sure what to think about this. My initial reaction, to be 100% honest with you, is this just Rockstar marketing?
That's a. I don't think it's impossible, but I cannot see them doing that.
I don't think it is because Rockstar are so protective of their asset.
But they also think
you get
outside the
to-
box.
Yeah, and it could be a mission in game where you hack a Rockstar game type thing in it, and then he's like, "Oh, we were that all the time." But I don't think it is because he's got Bitcoin. He's like, "Hey, use my Bitcoin," and the reason I'm fighting against Rockstar is because he says they're getting rid of physical games, but buy my Bitcoin
Yeah, buy
because.
my digital currency
So I
too.
don't think it is because you can't be doing that. No,
Yeah.
I don't think it is. I think it's a legit hack, and they're gonna hunt this guy down, team
Yeah, I mean,
down.
since the leak, apparently Take-Two's taken a hit of, from what I saw, about 2 billion in value since the kind of leaks have come out.
What?
I mean, is it? I mean,
It's
the leak's not gonna make me not buy this game.
yeah, I think that's the problem with it is it's everybody's still going to buy it, and if a lot of the leaks that I've seen, there don't seem to be any major spoilers in terms of
No.
the actual game or the story itself. So, that's why I think could it be Rockstar? Because I mean, would you still have an honest person doing this kind of thing? Would you start leaking the story? They have come out and said that if they want to be left alone, if Rockstar does come after them, apparently they do have a kill switch on the game that they need to apparently log in every single day. Otherwise, if they don't, whether or not the whole build of the game is going to be released online, or several
Oh.
spoilers are going to be released, I don't know.
Yes.
I mean, that's gangster as hell. Can I just say that? Like, if you're going to do it, that's the way to do it.
Yes. You know what though? Even though Rockstar, I'm not a fan of how they're marketed with this ex Twitch and Netflix thing and all that. I've
Mm,
had people that have had their businesses destroyed because of hacks. Like I had one
yeah.
customer who had his he sold houses and some Russian guy logged in and like hacked his whole servers and held it
Oof.
up for like £500,000
Oh
and he
God.
couldn't pay it and
Jeez.
he's lost like half his business. He had to sell his house. So I am not a fan of leaks or hacks at all.
Yeah.
Like I've seen it how it destroys people's lives. I literally said to him, I was like, "What did you do wrong?" He's like, "Nothing." He got in and just wanted money and like there's nothing we could do.
Yeah.
We just had to
Yeah.
lose everyone. And he's like let down 20 people. So since then, I was like, oh, these hacks where everyone's like, oh, they'll be all right. They're getting these low hanging fruit ones as well, not
Yeah.
just
Well, the
the
more
rocks.
the more wealth you have, the more you can hire security forces. So a smaller company, mom and pop shop, is more vulnerable and therefore a better
Yeah.
target for criminal
Yeah. So
activities.
I'm
like
not
that.
a fan of what he's doing. And I'm
sucks.
like,
No.
but
And
I mean, it's
I
hard to feel
understand
as
that.
sympathetic toward something like Rockstar, but at the same time, it's like
Yeah.
you're making this about you, and he's trying to put his cryptocurrency up and stuff. Oh God.
Yeah, and
I
like when
think
you're
that's the
charged, but I
bullshit
do
part.
understand, like when they say we're not doing physical media and we're not doing, you have to pay to watch a trailer for like the first 12 hours. That is just crap as well.
Yes.
But like one of my friends, he's refusing to buy the game. He's like, dude, I am promise you, I will buy it if it's on CD disc, but I am not buying it digitally. He's like, because he just bought a game, a Minecraft game. His server, he couldn't log in, couldn't remember the password. It's like, hey, this is the email, I bought it, and then the Microsoft was just like, tough shit, buy
Sorry,
it
buy
again.
another copy. Yeah.
And it's just like,
That sucks.
bro, that's it. I'm
Yeah,
done
that's the
with these.
bullshit.
Yeah,
So,
and again, even with this leak now, there've been some parts where I see it, and unfortunately, it does ruin the magic, for a few of the elements.
Yeah.
I won't even mention some of the things that I've seen in these leak videos because probably people are trying to avoid them if they can.
I am. I've not looked at anything. I just saw the leak and was like, oh, okay, this is happening. Oh, he's
Yeah.
doing a Bitcoin
I
thing.
mean,
I was like, oh, I know what this
for
is.
me, it feels like I don't know. This is a simplistic take, but I'm a simple person. I play video games for the gameplay. And so like, yeah, I won't have the surprise of seeing some stuff that I can see in these leaks. But at the same time, it's like I can't get any sense of what it's going to feel like to go into these places or to do missions in these areas. So I don't personally think it's ruining a lot of Magic, but that's just my own personal perspective.
I mean, if I can say, if you played Red Dead Redemption 1, Duke, and then you went to Red Dead Redemption 2,
Yeah.
the step up in terms of how much the game had changed and the gameplay mechanics had changed, it was huge. And the magic in that for me was being able to experience that. You're like, what? Wait, my hair's growing, my beard's growing. And it sounds ridiculous. If you played The Witcher, it's like, or those kinds of things. Like,
Well,
okay,
GTA San Andreas was the original. Like, you eat and you get fatter, or you go to the gym and you get more diesel.
Yeah,
I know.
it's
GTA
those
5 to GTA 6 can be insane because it was a PlayStation 3 it came out on.
Yeah.
Now on, the jump is going to be surreal.
Oh yeah, totally. But I mean, the other thing is that like I'm what they call a patient gamer, and I'm a big cynical person. So I'm like, at this point, I'm like, Magic in video games, pfft, come on, man. And I never play a game within 6 months of it coming out, give or take. So I'm always like, I've heard about it for months or years before I get around to playing it. So the idea of like spoiling the Magic for me, at least, again, it's like, whatever.
I'm the same. I don't really get that hype from new games. Like after the Evolve era, where I was buying games constantly, like, oh, Evolve's gonna be the best thing ever. It turned out to be an absolute flop. I was like, oh man, this stings like a bitch. I was
What we're
like,
saying is you're wrong for having magic in your heart, Kyle.
Yeah,
You should be
but
more
you know what I
crusty and
noticed is,
cynical like us.
Yeah, but do you know these games when you look at them, you're like, oh, Ghost of Tsushima, people still talk about it, or like how everyone does. It's like, oh, it's a year later and people are still yapping about it. It's like, must be good.
But at the same time, it's GTA. Come on, you know it's going to be.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of magic. I think this guy wishes he could ruin stuff the way he wants to because, I don't know, I just think GTA is really good at, Rockstar is really good at giving people experiences that go far beyond specific places, even specific moments. It's like, it's
past the storyline and
it's the panorama, it's the world that you're living in, and I'm looking forward to spending some time in that world. So.
Yeah, certainly. No, so am I. But yeah. So at the moment, if I see anything else and I see there's a leak, I'm avoiding it. But yeah, for those who haven't seen anything, obviously try to avoid it as well.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that news. I had no idea about any of that.
Yeah, and on that note, I did send to you guys the there's a Rockstar Solidarity shirt kind of being produced at the moment.
I did see that. Very nice.
So there are some, if anyone's not aware, but there were some workers and developers and programmers that were working at Rockstar that were looking at forming a union that somehow got fired at the same time. Might be coincidental.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case. So obviously there's going to be a case coming up against Rockstar.
Yep.
So it sounds like they got a lot of problems coming ahead. But obviously these kinds of court cases and that become very expensive. And from a corporate level, people like us, the normal Joe blogs, cannot afford the court cases against these companies.
That's why the companies usually win, is because they have the resources to just bulldoze people.
Exactly. So there is a website that's up for these guys at the moment. But one of the things, it's called gameworkers.co.uk.
Nope, gameworkers.square.site, sorry. Just wanted to...
Yeah, sorry. So if you guys are interested, or anybody is, they are looking at selling some T-shirts, basically to look at fundraising.
They've got enamel pins as well. They got some other stuff, so yeah.
Yeah, to help them with the cause. So if anybody wants to kind of start helping or whatever else, Ben, I know you're into your interesting shirts that nobody knows about either. It might be one worth considering. I mean, I can sew some buttons on for you if you like.
Now you've got me. Now you've got me. A union. They're going to unionize and fight the court case with cool shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I think apart from that, that's it for me, guys.
No, it's some good stuff. Thank you. Any chance we get to support the workers who make the games that we love? I just feel like that should be a no-brainer. You know what I mean? Like, I think if gamers organized more to support the workers who make the games, then we'd have a lot less suffering during crunch time. Companies like Rockstar shouldn't be. If it was in fact a coordinated attack, that's what the group is calling it. That's not okay, right? Rockstar's doing pretty fucking well, and they should take care of their workers. So,
well, I think that's the thing is. It's not only Rockstar, and I think that's what people need to kind of start understanding is a huge issue in the world that we've got now, where we cannot. The workers are the people that make the product.
Yes,
and I think they need to be compensated fairly for that work.
And you need to be able to organize unions without being persecuted for it. And that the protection for union organizers has just dropped over the last 30, 40 years like a stone in a pond. And
they squish it so much though. Like over in America and the UK, you literally see it.
Yeah.
Like it's interesting because some of the Europe people, they've still got a few unions here and there popping up.
France goes on the streets if you start taking away some of their, vacation time or whatever.
Yeah, I listened to Breaking Points on YouTube, and they had a Starbucks one where they just stamped them out constantly. They had a profitable spot, and they were like, right, we're shutting it. In the end, they couldn't sack them, so they just shut down the whole Starbucks.
And that should also be illegal for them to shut the place down rather than... And I mean, how pathetic is that, Starbucks? You're making a lot of money, dude. Let the workers have some of that wealth. God, it drives me nuts. Anyway, moving on. We should talk about some email...
Whoa, that ruled.
One of the things I have to do soon is go through my email at school and just weed. I haven't looked at it all summer, so it's just been building up. Oof. But this Veteran Gamers email looks like we only have one, and it is from Jason Galler. Forwarded to me by Stu. Thank you, Stu. Okay, here's what it is. It's called Taking a Leak. Hey, Duke, it's not fair that you call Ben Windex. He doesn't call you Eraser. I don't think I did ever call Ben Windex, but whatever. The email continues. And look at you, Stu Pot, calling Kyle Homer. You two are something else. Two new nicknames here. Duke equals Eraser because he brainwashes or erases minds. And Stu, definitely the hippie, as he is pretty much open to anything and he gets hair in people's food. Okay.
Damn straight. Damn straight.
Okay. Tell Chinny not to click on shit from these GTA leaks. Kyle, you're way ahead of him. Thank you. Because it's a scam, though the game is looking very solid. Well, I would hope so. Hey, Eraser, they got Star Wars Outlaws at Best Buy today for only $12. Yeah, I'm waiting for it to go free on Epic Game Store at some point because, there's only a matter of time when they'll be like, just take this game for free. Or it'll be like $5 on Steam at some point. I'll be like, I'll get that. Yeah. I got Zombie Army 4 Dead War. It was like $2. And I was like, I'll play that. I played a few levels. I'll talk about it next week. There's a big benefit to just waiting around for games to get real cheap. Hey, Stu, Sony sent out an email reminding me that my game library is not permanent. Nice of them. Yeah, okay.
Just to let you know, you will own nothing and
That's
be
right.
happy.
You play because we let you play, you fuck. I'm probably going back to Xbox next gen. Disc to digital. If they bring back Xbox Live Arcade and the indie store, they won't. And game demos for every game, I'm in. End all subscription services. And then he put this emoji, which is, I don't think, is that high fives or is that like amen?
No, push up like preach.
Okay.
Preach.
Okay, I got you. Raise the roof. Look, I know you guys try hard, but you have no choice now. The upcoming game releases are truly about to determine whether you really are veteran gamers. Choose wisely, you old twats. You may have to skip Silent Hill, hippie. Well, Mr. Stu isn't here to respond to that accusation of A, being a hippie, and B, having to skip Silent Hill.
Well, we're veteran gamers, so we're hyped for GTA 5 coming out. We're just in that era of, because we're
I
in
should
the
have said
past.
at the beginning of the show, we are not military veterans. We're veterans of the gaming lifestyle. If anybody came here looking for military vets, we are wasting your time. Sorry. Anyway, the email continues. I just saw Casey Musgraves sitting on disco balls, only they were shaped like a scrotum. Does anybody have any idea what he's talking about? Who's Casey Musgraves?
Oh, I'll have to look it up.
Okay.
Map the loop. I'm sorry.
Should I do a safe search for this? Or?
American singer-songwriter. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Poor Chinny. I heard he got neutered. Jason. P.S. Oh, Eraserhead. Check out Agefield High. You will love it. Not a 10, but definitely something perfect for you. Give it a chance. A lot of reviewers loving it. I know the hippie would. Ben, Kyle, I'm sorry these two wouldn't go on a proper walk with you. Uh-oh. I got news for you, Jason.
We went out on a walk.
Yeah.
You weren't
But it was
there.
last minute. They couldn't have you in.
No, do you know what? I messaged you saying, hey, should we text Jason to see if he's available? And then I realized it's American time, and I was like, he's probably just getting up now. Like,
Yeah,
there's 0%
right. There you
chance
go.
he's waking up.
By the way, I never get tired of this. Is the dumbest use of AI in the world, but you know, the Duchess will text me on WhatsApp and there'll be a thing that's like, summarize this text. And it'll be like, she shared a picture and it's like, summarize this text. And I click it and it's like, the Duchess sent you a picture. And I'm just like, oh, thank God. And I know it's not meant for that, but still. I clicked it for Jason's email and it has 3 bullet points. One of them is, Jason shared a Discord link and suggested new nicknames for group members. Okay. The second bullet point, Jason warned against clicking scam links related to GTA leaks. Okay. And the third bullet point, Star Wars Outlaws is $12 at Best Buy today. So I think it's very cute that the Gemini thinks it's summarizing Jason's email. We know that there's a lot more in Jason's email than just those 3 bullet points, but you gave it a shot, and we appreciate your
This
efforts.
is what, you know what, Jason? You'll never be taken over by AI.
You will never be able
never
to
guess
duplicate
what you're going to
Jason.
say next.
Yeah. They can't.
Is the email finished quickly? Sorry.
Yes,
is it all...
it's all over. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Yeah, one of the things he mentioned was Agefield High. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but this is another developer's answer to Bully or Canis Canemedits. I don't know if you guys ever played the Rockstar game.
Chinny loved the Rockstar one.
Yeah, they've tried to basically make a Bully 2 called Agefield High. So it's something I've had my eye on. I've seen it kind of a little bit in development, but I didn't realize it's out. Is
Heavily
it out already?
inspired by, it came out on the 12th of August. Heavily inspired by 2000s raunchy teen comedies. Okay, I don't know why would I love
I have
that,
to
Jason?
say, as soon as I clicked it on Steam, mostly negative. The first comment, this game just plainly isn't good.
Well, there's a Reddit thread that says, I was one of the reviewers for the title. I guess that means like beta reviewer. I don't know. I honestly cannot recommend it in the slightest. He wrote a review for Net2 Games Room. I don't know what that is. Neto's Game Room. Okay, well, it's nice to say you're a reviewer. It sounds like you have a blog. Sorry, Kyle, you were going to say?
No, I was going to say, I mean, it's one of those games. It seems quite fun to play. I like this stupid kind of raunchy teenage comedy movies that you watched, you know, in the early noughties. So if it's that kind of sense of humor, maybe I'll enjoy it. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch some. I might have to get some gameplay footage and see. Just ruin it for me anyway.
See what you're getting.
You know, Kyle, I value your opinion more than a Steam review. So yeah,
thank you.
It's not even a Steam review; it's just a blog. Like a Steam review, often people put time into it. A blog, who the fuck knows? All right, we should move on because we have some speaker pipes.
Speak pipe! It's the way to leave a message for us.
As we enter our second hour of podcast here, don't worry, it's going to be another half hour or so, and then we'll wrap it up. This is where we get voicemails from people. There's one from John Mouse, who is not sending us one every week, but he has been pretty good in the last few months, sending a pretty regular stream. So this one is called, it's not got a name, it's just number 865. So, wrote a song about it. Want to hear it? Here it goes.
You're right, lads. John Miles here. I did play my game bitch for the Beast of Reincarnation, and going in, I thought it was a Souls-like, and I really don't have time for those. I'm 37 years old, and I'm a teacher, and Duke will tell you teachers get no time.
That's right.
So yeah,
That's from
I'm
Solidarity.
not into games where I just die over and over and over again. But to be honest, this wasn't one of those, and it actually turned out being a little bit better than I thought. I mean, I think the graphics are really good. Visually amazing. there was a lot of exposition dumped on the player, though, right at the beginning. There was which is already difficult when it's a made-up fantasy world on top of a lot of language that you're not necessarily going to understand until you get further into the story. To then have a buttload of exposition dumped on you at the same time is a little bit too heavy.
Less is more.
Gameplay, yeah, okay, I liked it, especially the mechanic with the hair, which was a bit Bayonetta-like. And the dog seemed cool, seemed cute and stuff. But yeah, will I go back to it? No. Overall, for me, probably a thumbs down. Too much exposition, too much nonsense, and the actual sort of combos became a little bit repetitive. Here's one special move. Here's another button for another special move. Here's another one. Too confusing. Too much. Just too overwhelmed. Thumbs down. Love the shows though. Thanks, lads.
And now it's over.
Damn straight. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I
thanks,
totally agree with all those viewpoints you said.
I think it's so interesting, isn't it, when you get different points of view on things, where it's again, if John Ma's saying the graphics were great. I mean, again, I don't want to take away. It takes a lot of effort and that to do, but it's interesting to see what people think of these things, and how
and what's
how much they
impressive for
enjoy
one
it.
person might be very different for another.
Yeah, you always saw the color scheme, then, wasn't it? You were like, the color scheme was just
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, exactly.
I thought graphically it was it was good, but it was like I just thought the color scheme just like had no pop, like you said.
Yeah, fair
And again, even I think John was saying with the intro, it is completely right, and it's one of those things they must really struggle with as developers to kind of go, how do we start this game to get people into it?
Yeah.
And you think it is, they do throw you in at the deep end.
What if we talked about how there is a mystic war going on for centuries and humanity has been wiped? Shut the fuck up. Let's just play the game.
So,
I get really
yeah,
tired
no,
of
it's
that.
cool. But, yeah, good.
Can we
good to
cut the
get another
condescending crap
review.
and play the game?
Yeah,
like my motto
but yeah, good to get another review, I suppose, on the Play My Game. Which we need
thanks.
more of those, don't we?
That would be great. I would love to have like 3 speak pipes about our Play My Games, bitch. But it's a little harder to do if we don't have one ready to go during this week's show. But we could put it out on social media or something maybe. But anyway, all right. Next speak pipe is from Saint Diesel, and it has a title, and it is Backrooms Binge. Now that makes me think it might have something to do with that YouTube viral phenomenon, the Backrooms that they made into a movie. Are y'all familiar with the Backrooms? Do you like the Backrooms?
No.
You know anything about the Backrooms?
What's Backrooms Binge?
So
Well,
Backrooms,
yeah.
I don't know about the binge part, but Backrooms is a pretty interesting concept. It started as copy pasta, so people would just write stuff about like in the back of this mall, there are these back rooms that are basically like portals to other dimensions, monsters come through them. And then someone made a series of videos on YouTube. The first one's really the best one. I didn't really follow the other ones after that, but they eventually made a Hollywood movie with, I can never remember his name, but it's like Chiwetel Ejiofor, you know what I'm talking about? He's a pretty good actor. Anyway, I heard it's a good movie. I would like to see it. It's more of a creepy kind of horror movie, but it's not a lot of blood and gore. It's just like dimension bending, like physics don't work right. You know what I mean? The YouTube video is pretty impressive, the post-production editing that they had in it. It's one of those sort of Cloverfield style where like you get glimpses of things that kind of freak you out. It's very unsettling. The color is very washed out, and it's, take place in like 1990s. So it's a lot of VHS and stuff. So anyway, that's what I think of when I think of Backrooms, but it might be completely unrelated to that.
Oh, all right.
Let's find out.
Hey, Veteran Gamers. I've not seen the new movie The Backrooms by Kane Parsons, but it's apparently quite popular. But I had heard a lot about the web series that preceded it, which I believe started around about 4 years ago. I may never see the movie, but I thought, well, I could probably watch the web series. And I found a few places online where you can watch all the episodes stitched together, and it runs around about 2 hours, 50 minutes. So I thought, well, after this speak pipe today, I'll watch the first half maybe, and if I like it, I'll watch the second half tomorrow. But it got me thinking about the whole concept of when you're supposed to watch things, maybe week to week, to build the tension or the story or the interest, as opposed to binge watching things, which I think is the phrase most people use. So, for example, maybe there's a series that's got 6 episodes, and you decide to just binge watch all 6 episodes, where maybe it might be better to watch one or two one week and then maybe a couple the next week. So Simple question for you today. Do you indulge in binge watching a lot? Or do you ever watch stuff week to week? Or can you not really wait for the next episode? So you just have to binge watch it all at once, or you set aside a day each week? And another series that I'm interested in watching, which I'll probably watch over the next week, is Widow's Bay, which is a new drama horror series, and that looks quite interesting. But that's the question. What's your opinion on binge watching, and do you indulge in it?
All right, Ben, you're up first. What do you think? Binge, yay or nay?
Yay. But there is a line. I can't watch like more than 2 episodes a day if I'm watching a TV series I'm into. There is a line. It's very rare. I normally have a rule where I watch a series once it's fully concluded.
Right.
Like if everyone says, "Oh, it's really good. I really recommend it," and it's finished and it has an okay ending or a good ending, I'm like, okay. Because for me, it doesn't have to be the most perfect ending ever. The whole process of watching the series has to be fun, and if it has a good ending, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Saying that, the only TV series I'm absolutely hooked on is a TV series called From. It's people from Lost who made it.
So I was going to say, you don't ever want to watch Lost if you want a good ending, because that ending sucks.
No, you see, I have never watched Lost, but I'm watching a series From, and they were like, oh, these are the people who made Lost, but they actually have an ending already written in stone, they said, before the film was, the series was even done.
Because that was clearly what happened with Lost. They were just like, we got some cool ideas. How are you going to end it? We'll figure it out. No, you won't.
No. And I tell you what they've done here. The only thing is, it's getting good. You think you have a concept, like I understand what's going on. It's season 4, which just come out this year, and we have one more season left. But they did originally say we have 5 seasons. We're not extending it longer. We're not making it short. 5 seasons is all we've got, and it is an interesting concept, that series. Like I really enjoyed it, but I did wait when the season came out. I said to myself, I'm just gonna watch it episode by episode, and there's a podcast that would break down the episode for you, and they discuss it. So like over a 6-week period, I watched it bit by bit with this podcast, and it did make it much more fun. There was one episode there where obviously it's a cliffhanger, and I was like, I need to watch this, but because the podcast hadn't come out either, they were like, well, listen, we all know you want to watch it, but just wait one more week and we'll discuss it. I was like, I'll wait.
Interesting.
But yes.
Kyle,
what about you?
Do you binge a lot?
It depends on the show, doesn't it? I mean, the life with kids, it can be difficult. You know, I'm what do we define as binging?
Well,
you know,
that's a good question.
That's the thing.
I would say if you watch it like you just start, if you start the next episode right away when the first, the previous one's done, whether you're watching it all at once or not, I think that qualifies as a kind of binging.
Yeah, so there are a couple of shows that I do that with. I've been watching Tires. I don't know if you guys watch that on Netflix. But the thing is, it's a comedy show. It doesn't take too much thought. It's only like 20 minutes per episode. Shane Gillis. It's very good. I've really enjoyed it so far. But I think, again, if you're watching another show, like, I'll just throw out the Game of Thrones, you know, when you got an episode that's like 1 hour long, it's like to sit and binge watch that show, you know, you've got to have a lot of time on your hands, which just I don't have at this moment in time.
I hear you.
But I think there is a part that ruins it in binge watching, where I find that a lot of the shows, and it may just be me, but I like watching a show, and if you have the rest of the day, you know you're only going to watch the next episode the next evening or a week later. You have a lot of time to digest the episode and kind of think about what's going on, and you start drawing your own conclusions on things. And you know, Adam and I on the Continuum, we've been doing the Spider Noir show. You know, also like you're saying, Ben, kind of reviewing the show. I mean, it's been out for a little while, but it's fascinating to talk to somebody about the show, because we've only been doing it episode by episode. We didn't watch the whole thing, but to start discussing that with somebody, and you start getting different ideas in your mind as to what's going to happen, how's this going to work. And I think that's also half the fun, isn't it? So when you get to the next episode, it's like, oh, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I totally agree, because it's like when there's a whole season, they drop it, people just literally tell you the ending. It's like, yeah, but there's a whole process. That's why I like Breaking Bad, even though I watched it when it had finished. I could totally understand it. I watched it and was like, stop, I need to find a podcast or something to listen to. Like, it was so funny because it's like 2010, people discussing it, and they're like, "Oh man, I think this is what's going to
Mm,
happen." That's the
yeah,
that's
sure.
the fun of it. What
Yeah.
does it all
Well,
mean?
taking
What's the
that
ending?
trip with people, and it's different when it's the society taking the trip together bit by bit. But you know, you can't always be a part of that. I just got done watching season 3 of True Detective, which has Mahershala Ali, he's an amazing actor. I really like him, and they built the show season 3 around him, which is good. It's the best of the seasons. I'm still kind of frustrated. The thing I want to mention with it though is, you talked about, you know, Game of Thrones, Kyle. I think they suffer from this at times. Like, they drag a story out. They definitely do this with True Detective, and it's just like, is it really worth 8 hours? Like, you think about, like, the 3 Lord of the Rings movies are 9 hours. Like, think about that. So what True Detective is kind of saying is, our story is as important as all 3 Lord of the Rings stories combined. And it's like, no, it's not. I'm sorry. And that's 1 season. So it just feels like there's a little bit of chutzpah for some developers. And I know it's not really chutzpah so much as it is like, hey, we can make money and you know, really tell the story in depth. And sometimes they do and it's worth it. But a lot of times it feels like they're just dragging it out because they can. And the investment it requires from us is just, it's a lot. So I don't know. When people are like, Neil Brennan did a bit one time where it's like, hey man, you gotta watch Battlestar Galactica, and I'm like, hey man, I really don't. Go fuck yourself. Like, that's kind of how I feel with a lot of shows. People are like, you gotta see this, you gotta see that, and I'm like, no, I don't. Maybe I will, but with TV shows and movies, I'm definitely the type to be like, did it stand the test of time? Are people still talking about it 5 years later? Because it's very easy for people to get all worked up about something. You know, Lost. I had students who were just like, you gotta watch that, it's amazing. And then 5 years later, they were like, it's worth seeing. And so we watched it, and we were like, no, it wasn't. Actually, that's not true. It was worth seeing. It's just so frustrating at the end. So anyway.
Yeah. I mean, what are your take on movies versus series though, Duke? Like, the reason I ask is like, HBO is supposed to be doing a Harry Potter series now.
Yeah.
Is that going to be better for the books or worse?
I feel like it's just milking it, especially if there's like a well-established movie series. Like, there is nothing wrong with the movies for Harry Potter. I mean, I'm not a Harry Potter. I only saw the first one because I only read the first one. I'm not, you know. But, like, the Star Wars movie, the Star Wars shows at this point, like, come on. They're just milking it. They're just trying to pump as much money as they can. They're making the Game of Thrones House of Dragon thing. They've got they did a TV show about Lord of the Rings. It just feels like, I mean, look, no disrespect, because sometimes people can find interesting ways to go in different directions with that material. But I feel like for the most part, it's just a money grab.
I totally agree. Does it feel needed? Does the series need it? I've never found one of these series that I'm like, oh, I'd say the only thing I'd say is every so often a season is amazing. Like Mindhunter, I always go on about it. It's my favorite TV.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah,
it's unbelievable. But a movie would have had the ending with the BTK.
That's true.
Whereas because they got so popular, they were like, you know what? We're not going to finish it off. I'm just like, dude, you have to finish that series. But
that was one of the biggest mistakes in terms of TV programming in the last 20 years, I think.
But I don't think a movie, it had the tension. It would have had it for like 2 or 3 hours. Yeah. But that tension, every episode, the suspense.
Oh, yeah, it did a great job.
And the twists and the turns and the camera angles.
The characters were also good. And that's a really important part. Because a lot of movies like that would only, and this is why it's David Fincher. He knows how to tell a story and to give us interesting characters. A lot of times it's just about like who done it or like what's the twist or whatever. And there were twists, but it was mostly like you just cared about the characters, and it was a well told story. So
if I can give a recommendation quickly, I know everyone's probably anti Game of Thrones and that at this point, and House of Dragons, and we're so tired of J.R. Tolkien, not J.R.
George R. R.
Martin,
the American Tolkien.
However, if you guys are able to watch A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, give that one a go.
Is that Game of Thrones, or is it just fantasy and therefore?
It's set in the same realm or whatever else, but very, very different to the others that I've seen. It's one of those shows that I've watched, and I'm like, I'm going out and telling people about it.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen very often.
I've got to be honest, I've never watched Game of Thrones. episode.
You're not the only one, you know. There's a few of you
I
guys
was like,
out
I'll
there.
get to it. I know. The only thing I knew was like the wedding thing when it all exploded. Oh, this wedding thing. I was like, okay. I was like,
It's called
well,
the Red
obviously
Wedding, man.
this is
Show some respect. I'm
yeah,
just kidding.
it's a big moment that everyone cares about. I was like, do I feel like I'm missing out? But I'm like, I don't need
Yeah.
FOMO. It's fine. I was like, I'll wait to the end. And then, like, as it ended, everyone was like, well, that was disappointing. I was like, well, I saved myself like 78 hours. So.
I mean, I have complaints about Game of Thrones, but I don't need to get into it. But no, it does look interesting, Kyle, because it as a prequel, they know where they're building towards. So I can see that.
Yeah, but this is less fantasy and that kind of thing. It's more. I enjoy the medieval side of things, you know. So to kind of that's more where it's based. You know, forget the dragons at this point.
Your recommendation makes it more likely for me to watch it, but I'm not going to promise that I'm going to watch it anytime soon, especially because I just got done listening to the audiobook of I'll Be Gone in the Dark about the Golden State Killer, and now I get to read the Wikipedia article about him, and then I get to watch the HBO series about the book and the woman who wrote it and the killer, and I'm very excited for that next step.
What was that called? Sorry.
I'll Be Gone in the Dark.
Okay,
it's a true crime story. It's really, it's a really messed up case. Basically, this guy raped and murdered dozens of people over many, many years.
I've heard of him, but I don't. At the minute, I don't know why, but I'm in my crime era. I'm like,
yeah. Well, I read a lot of murder mysteries this summer. So,
oh, you're getting married, so that's what happens.
Is it? Yeah.
Is that part of getting married? Is that you get lost in true crime stories? All right. That's the show, people. Let's do some shout outs and get the hell out of here.
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
Ben, shout some people out. Why don't you?
Shout out Kyle for popping up and saving the day.
Yeah.
Always. And covering for me next week. I really appreciate it.
Happy to do
as
it.
well. I hope school goes well.
Yeah, me too.
It's going to be a new season, new nervous teenagers all rocking up.
That's right.
Ready to roll.
Yeah.
And Stu, I hope whatever's going on, you're all right. Back next week.
Yeah.
Live and kicking. And to everyone else, have a great week and keep on rocking and keep on loving.
Yeah, nice.
All right, Kyle, who do you got?
Yeah, shout out to Ben as well. It's nice to see you again. And Duke, thanks very much for hosting this. Again, you've done a stellar job. It's I think it's a lot of hard work that nobody really appreciates, do they? You know, it's getting us online and doing all this, putting up videos. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
And yeah, just the usual shout outs to the family and friends and everybody else.
Oh yeah. Well, I will shout out you both, Kyle and Ben, for coming in and filling the voids left by Chinny and Stu, and hope they're both doing well. And I will shout out everybody in the chat here on YouTube. Apparently Twitch went weird, but Super Mario, Chinny was in for a minute. Continuum Kyle, one of my favorite people in the chat. Batch Gaming dropped by. What up? Bowlier is Dova from the Variant server. Making Some Tea apparently came in from the Twitch stream. And JWag77 asked the question, what's your opinion on mooning? And I'm like, well, he can't be talking about that. There must be some other meaning of the term. Nope. Mooning is the act, this is Gemini talking, the act of pulling down one's pants and underwear to spare bare buttocks to others. Okay, I don't really have an opinion about it. It's something that kids do when they're feeling like they want to be naughty. And
yeah, I think there's a moment for it, and it's not very often. Can I say that?
I think that's fair to say. Yeah.
There's a thin line, and it's a very thin line.
That's right. Watch your step, people. Well, especially when your butt cheeks are pushed together. The thin line in between the cheeks. All right.
Thank you very much, love.
That's the show. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a good evening.
All right, show's over. No refunds. You heard the robot. Get out.
Won't you? Won't you? Won't you? Why don't you? Why don't you just switch off the television set and go and do something less boring instead? Sitting at home, watch TV, turn it up, slow good to me. Why don't you? Why don't you? Go! You're gonna get nowhere with that.
Dova just put in the chat, I think it's okay if the moon isn't out and you might need one. That made me think, why isn't there like a moon brightness in Icarus? That would make it very interesting on the night cycle to occasionally have like a full moon that lights up the night a little bit, because then it wouldn't be so scary. But I don't know. Maybe they want you to be scared at night. So.
The werewolves come out. You are a werewolf.
Oh, dude.
In a spacesuit.
Crossbreed Skyrim and Icarus. Oh, they better have crafting in Elder Scrolls 6 when that comes out 7 years from now.
Yeah. Well, eventually.
Eventually. All right, man. I got to bounce. I'm sorry to wrap it up and then be so quick to leave. But thank you both so much. I hope you have a great week. And
thank you.
Yeah, we'll be
if
in
you got
touch
any
soon.
suggestions for games, just send them over as well.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be on the show cover.